Hello everyone, how's it going?
Oh.
I'm here. Mike, what happened?
I was distracted. I just heard you were starting it. I was like, oh god.
Yeah, well, I had you muted, but then I'm like, oh, Mike's about to talk, so I like unmuted you. I'm like, oh, well, he's just cursing now. Got my video immediately demonetized because you're not allowed to curse in the first 8 seconds of the stream, so thanks, Mike.
Apologies to everyone.
Well, that's funny. So we're back with another week of 7 Days to Die here. We're going to be... no, wait. The Horde Night was last time. So we're just going to be doing, I guess, standard stuff. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to get around to this week. Because since we just finished the Horde Night...
Because we already finished all the...
For the most part.
Yeah. Do whatever we want.
Whatever, I'll do what I want.
That's right.
Okay. I'm just getting stuff set up over here. I'm getting the chat put in a proper window so I could read it. So there's a couple of things I actually have to discuss. You know, I always kind of say I should probably make an actual checklist of topics that I think about throughout the week to bring up, but I never remember to actually do that. And hello to you, Phantom. What's good tonight? How have you been doing this week?
I just didn't want to interrupt, so that's why I put hi in the chat.
How respectful. And I'm also trying out the stream as a little bit of a test. I'm doing it with AV1, even though I said I probably was going to use it right away. But there was an actual version of OBS released that has that on board, so I'm going to be trying that out for the stream anyway. And I'm also testing out something else, which we'll see how it goes. If you guys have any issues with the stream, just let me know, please, in the chat, and I'll try to fix it as quickly as possible, because there could be something that goes wrong. It wouldn't be unheard of. You're okay, but stuff's a roller coaster? It was funny, we were telling stories about roller coasters the other week, and Mike's trolling of children on roller coasters. Rendering images of someone, or for someone. Oh, that sounds like it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Do you do that as do you do that as like a job or hobby or something? 'Cause that's really interesting. Obviously, you could keep whatever you need private, but if you don't mind sharing, I'd be curious to hear about that. Like, what kind of stuff you're doing exactly. Let's see here. I think everything's looking good. Oh, you know, I should see before I get into the game. Let's see if the game will be captured, right? It's always an important first step.
Always a good idea, yeah. And the audio.
You know, I think I have the game muted.
That'll help.
No, it's just kind of quiet here. Let me boost it up. The thing I say about this game is it's quiet in certain scenes and then loud in others. You can hear a little clicking of the game anyway. Oh, so it's a hobby. Make TNs for some stuff. TNs. I don't know what that means exactly. And your friends sometimes ask you to render stuff for them? Yeah, sure. If you want to share on the server, you're more than welcome to. Especially because we do have the creativity center or whatever we call it. Basically for doing that kind of thing. I'm just gonna go back to the music just for now. Yeah, I guess we're ready to get started. Is there anything you want to say before we got going, Mike?
No, I think everything that needs to be said has been covered.
All right, let's. I'll load the game. Now the funny thing is, I think I have a lot of stuff. Did I put it away? Maybe I didn't. No.
Oh yeah, you got the mod back to normal, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Good.
No, I was just thinking to myself, as I wasn't sure if I had actually went and put away all the items I got last time, because I had a bunch of stuff and I was tired, so I just ended the stream kind of right away. Without really putting away my stuff like I like to at the end of each stream. So I'll probably have to do that for the beginning of this one, but, you know, I guess you guys probably won't mind. Oh, and you know what? Since you came here, like, really early, Phantom, it sounds like I'm blaming you. I'm sorry, I'm not. I forgot to put the message in Discord about the stream, because I was busy talking to you. That's just me being easily distracted, as usual. Oh, I could check on what you sent so... Oh my goodness! That is really cool! Did you see that, Mike? It's from Full Metal Alchemist. Scar?
Ooh.
I don't actually watch it. I mean, or I didn't actually watch it back in the day.
Ooh, yeah.
That's really good. Well, I can see why your friends are asking you to create stuff for them. You could probably charge for that kind of stuff, I would think, right? Like, that looks pretty high quality. Alright, well, before I get further distracted, let me put in the message. I almost typed 8 days to die. Isn't that, 8 Dies? Is that Hanukkah? Was that Adam Sandler movie, like 8 Crazy Nights? I'm trying to remember.
I think so.
Oh, hello, Ella. How are things going with you? Another Full Metal fan club member? That's funny. I like recognize it, but I've never really watched it. Or I never watched it seriously, I should say. Oh, there's even more now. I'm distracted.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you're making, like, cards of these?
Yeah, it reminds me of like the old
Like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon or something like that, basically?
Yeah, I would think more Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, that's awesome. Like a versus thing, like that reminds me of Smash Bros.
Oh, that's cool too. Did you do all that text as well? Do you know Japanese? Because there's a lot of text there, and I would never know how that works. Oh, you got done knitting your blanket? Congratulations. Probably not much, I don't think. We just got the stream started for the week. Oh, you didn't make the cards. Okay. You're being asked to do them. Oh, okay. So you're gonna, like, re-render those, essentially. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, wow, that is, like, a lot of text. Like, I wouldn't expect someone to know all that. Unless they were, like, Japanese themselves, or they studied it for many years. But yeah, I do like that stuff you've done. Huh, okay. I got this. Stop looking at other things. Yeah, probably would be a lot of work to do all those, because that was a lot of them. I didn't count how many there were, but it looked like a good bunch of them. Alright, I have to go put all this crap away. So you do have a lot of it. Let me say in the chat. Yeah, anyway, I was gonna say, you might want to refresh the stream because it could be delayed until you do that. And, refreshing usually helps it out if it got that way. The crash was not your fault. Or anything on your end. That was something to do with the settings I was using, which I've since just changed super quickly. And on my end, the stream looks like it's back up now anyway.
Yeah,
From
it's
the
back up
thing
on
I have up on
mine.
YouTube. So we should be good now. If there's any more issues, then I'll just have to use the older version of OBS that I was on, not this testing version, essentially. Yeah, I was seeing if it was working for other people, and other people said that, you know, it seems to work for them. So I don't know why I get the issue with it kind of dropping like that every now and then. Guess it's just plain luck. All right, it's working again for you. Let me know when you hear this, Phantom. I just want to make sure it's not like super delayed now. And it could be that just having crashed, it's going to be delayed in general a little bit longer than it would usually be. But, yeah, we can live with it if it's not too long. Oh, you hear? Okay. So it's not very long at all then. Good. Refreshing probably helped it out. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, that's right. We have multiple boxes of ammo now. I was almost about to freak out because we didn't have much. And then I remembered that we made the additional one. Hey, Value, what's going on with you? Good to see you. Oh, Vertigo. We just... I just finished talking about that. I was testing it out because there's an actual version of OBS, a beta version of OBS that was released with it out. And it had the same issue I had last time where the stream just kind of froze up. It wasn't able to put out enough bandwidth to like run the stream for whatever reason. So I just switched back to HEVC for the stream. You know, that's how it is, I guess. Sometimes you have issues. It's an early test build still. So it's not going to be perfect. When it is refined, it'll be very impressive, though. I'm sure of it. Where were these going? Maybe in here? Yeah. Yeah, because when it's officially out, hopefully, well, one, it won't have these little problems. And then two, it'll have all the features that you need, like HDR. What was the other thing I was talking about the other day? Oh, rescaling the stream size automatically. Well, that stuff would be nice to have. I don't see why they wouldn't be able to do it eventually. Alright, so like I mentioned, though I should probably say it again because you guys probably were either not here or it was frozen. I'm going to be putting a bunch of items away, so don't mind the fact that I'm going to be busy with boring busy work, essentially, for the first 5 minutes of the stream. That's how it is. I usually do this off stream, but last time I ended in a hurry because I was sleepy. What about you, Mike? Do you ever kind of hit the point where you're just like, I need to just crash right now? I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
I think
nights.
I had that happen back in the day when I used to upload a lot. I'd be just like, I'm sorry, I really have to stop right now. I'm like literally falling asleep at the computer. Yep.
Yeah, I think I remember you when you were recording some videos, you'd kind of say stuff like that. You know, it happens. Of course, with streams, it's not like you can just cut that stuff out or like wrap it up whenever. You usually have to like finish some kind of a goal, though. Which makes that more difficult to just get out of sometimes. Yeah, put the money away. And what else did I want to do? I have so much stuff to put away. Drinks, maybe? Yeah, I got some extra drinks. I don't need food. Oh, I need to eat. So I should eat this. There we go. Alright, so now that I'm done being distracted by everything that was happening in the beginning of the stream, the thing I wanted to talk about was, so Mike, did you see the stuff about the new Zelda game coming out?
No.
Alright, because they had more stuff come out this last week just now. There's like a whole trailer or whatever. And I posted a video to it on Discord. I'm not sure if you saw it.
Probably not.
Yeah, it had JonTron in it. See if it rings any bells.
Okay, yeah, I think I saw the video post for him, but I don't think I watched it yet.
Okay. So basically what it is you remember in Banjo Nuts and Bolts?
Uh-huh.
When he's like, all right, like, what's the new idea you have for the game? And then he's just like, wait, cars? Cars? And he like starts freaking out because it's like just about cars instead. That's what it is, but instead it's using the new Zelda video clips because in like the new Zelda game you get to build cars and stuff.
Really?
Yep. So it's like perfect for that situation because it's the same thing. Where like now instead of building like well, I guess instead of like having Epona or like whatever, you get to like put together vehicles and you can make like flying hoverboards too. It's like very weird looking.
Huh.
I'm not really sure how I feel about it. Well, I have some idea how I feel about it, but like, I don't want to completely just discard it. But I am kind of very hesitant about it now, from what I've seen. Because it's like not what I would think of from wanting to play a Zelda game for the most part.
Yeah. That's disappointing a little bit, but I mean, I want to still be like excited for it, but now hearing that, I'm just like, I don't know.
Oh, and the other thing they have is, so you can like, this reminds me of the old exhibit memes. I don't know if you're familiar with those, but in the new Zelda game, you can attach weapons to other weapons. So like someone was showing off, oh, you can like take a stick and then you could put a, like what was it? I forget what it was. It was like some kind of like pointed thing. So it was like, oh, you could take the stick and put this like I don't know what it was. It was like a spear basically you ended up making. And I'm just like, well, why can't you just get a spear normally? Like, why do you have to go and like make one like this? Like now you're just trying to make it overly complicated.
I wonder if that was their response to people bitching that you couldn't make your own weapons in the previous one. So it's like they took it too literally.
And there was like another thing where they took something and they put like a leaf on the end of it. And I'm like, what is this? Like, it's just ridiculous looking.
Yeah, exactly. At that point, it's just like, okay, what exactly are you trying to pull now?
Yeah. And I was just thinking about the exhibit meme because it's like, oh, like, yo, dog, I heard you like cars, so we put a car in your car. And I'm thinking of like, oh, yeah, like the Zelda creators like, oh, yeah, we heard you like weapons that break, so we're letting you put a weapon that breaks on your weapon that breaks. So you could break your weapons while you're breaking your weapons.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be fun. Because I'm sure the weapons are still going to break all the damn time like in the other game, because everything else looks the same.
Yeah. I mean, I know they said that, oh, the reason why we make the weapons break is so that you have to plan ahead in case it happens. I'm like, no.
No, no. Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Yeah, and my other favorite thing is when they were saying, well, we don't want you to have your own favorite weapon. I was like, that was the whole point of playing certain games. Like, you had your favorite weapon, and so you would take care of that weapon, keep it repaired, you know, keep it for the entire game if you could, you know. Like, Dark Cloud, the game that you have the music for, has that mechanic where, yeah, your weapons can break and disappear, but if you, if they're your favorite weapon, you can actually take care of them so well that they won't. Like, you can be like, no, like, I'm gonna make sure to treat this thing like it's my treasure, and I'm gonna, like, repair it all the time when I need to. I'm gonna, you know, like, try to upgrade it and all that when possible, and yada, yada, yada. And that's what people wanted from Breath of the Wild 1. They were like, well, why isn't there an option to, you know, repair a weapon after it gets to a critical level in order to keep using it? And they're like, well, like, you need to be able to use the other weapon so you're not just relying on one. I'm like, yeah, but the Master Sword becomes like that weapon after a while. Like, yeah, it loses energy, but you're still going to rely on that one more than anything else because it's the damn Master Sword.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be at one point in Zelda games when you got a weapon, that was like a big game-changing event. 'Cause, oh, I have this new weapon. It's better than all the others. Like, I'm definitely going to use this all the time now.
Right.
I mean, that's how it was. Like, when you got a new weapon, you pretty much had to use it. It replaced your older one, usually.
So has there been any talk about what the dungeons are going to be like yet?
Well, I hate to say it, but I still haven't really heard anything about the dungeons, so I'm gonna say that probably doesn't bode well. Like, all the stuff that I saw was just, like, stuff in the overworld kind of, like, fucking around. Like I said, like it's here's a vehicle, so you could use this, like go over here, or you get this like app on your like phone in the game where you can like reverse gravity, so you could ride this rock up into the sky. I'm like, okay. And yeah, basically then like the whole like weapon crafting sort of stuff, like, oh yeah, you could put a rock on the end of a stick, and now you have like a sledgehammer like thing. It's like, well, like okay, like yeah, that's cool in games you could craft stuff like that, but like it's not gonna sell the game to me necessarily.
Yeah, it's always like those sayings where they're like, you never started to think, should we do this? You just thought, why not? And it's like, no.
Well, the way that I feel about it is that Nintendo, and it's probably going to happen with this game too, they're always late to something. And then people will get the new game from them where they like chase this old fad. And then they act like it's brand new. So people are probably going to pretend now like Nintendo created crafting games with this new one. Like, oh my god, this has never been in a game before. Like, meanwhile, here we are playing 7 Days to Die. It's all about crafting and like making your own stuff. So like the Zelda fans are all gonna be like, oh my god, this is like a new genre of games that's never been out before. Like, no, it's been in existence for over 10 years now. I mean, you can kind of go back to Minecraft, and there's probably stuff before that even, but I just can't think of like an example.
This person posted like there's another $15 game that's literally this game. It just has a different name. And they're like, check it out, there's this new game out. And I'm like, it's literally 7 Days to Die, just with a different name. And they're like, no, see, look, it has different things, like blah, blah. I'm like, no, it's the exact same damn game.
I want to say
just with a different name. Yeah. Maybe slightly different crafting mechanics, that's it.
You know what they did release that I was kind of curious if you had seen is they made the sequel to that game, The Forest. That one where like it takes place on an island.
Yeah.
Have you seen anything about that new one?
I forget the name off the top of my head, but yeah,
it's like the Sons of the Forest or something like that.
Yeah. But I think in that one, you're if I remember right, you're part of like some kind of assault team that's supposed to be going there to figure out what happened, and then like your plane gets shot down, and then you have to just survive on it, which is kind of funny. Yeah. And you're if you're playing single player, your helper buddy is mute and deaf, and so you have to use a notepad. Yeah, you have to use a notepad to tell him what to do. And I was like, oh my god, where did they come up with this idea?
That's just so they don't think that people are just gonna hop on Discord or whatever and just talk to their buddy that way?
Well, like, I don't know, like in the multiplayer version, I don't think that's a thing. I think you can just talk to each other in that one. Oh, but it's the single player version where you have to like actually, you know, talk to your person.
I guess I misunderstood. So there's like a single player version and there's an NPC in that, basically that's like your companion?
Yeah.
Okay. So you could like issue commands to them. That's kind of cool. So that's, you know, kind of like Skyrim and stuff like that, basically. It's weird that they make them mute. But whatever. I mean, I guess to be fair to Nintendo, at least they're coming out with the game. Unlike with Skyrim, how they've like never followed that up after how many years now? It's been 12 years since Skyrim. They just were like, oh, we're just going to work on other games and never release the main one that everyone wants to see.
Yeah.
You know, it is hard to believe. Oh, no, I think the stream. Oh, no. Okay. It was just like a momentary blip. It showed the bitrate decreasing for a second, but I think it's okay. Okay, yeah, so the thing about it is... wait, I'm putting this in the wrong chest. Shit. Idiot. I'll eventually get the sentence out, I promise, guys. So, what are you shooting at, by the way?
Zombies.
A little attack?
Yeah, it was a little mini horde. I ran out of stamina, so I had to shoot it instead.
Okay. Oh, speaking of, I have to add you to the party. Well, I don't have to, but it's nice to have anyway.
Right.
All right. So it's hard to believe, but it's been 5 years since Breath of the Wild came out too.
Mm-hmm.
And when you think about it from that way, shouldn't Nintendo be coming out with their next system by now? Or like sometime soon? Because that means the Switch is also 5 years old at this point in time.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the message that got posted in the server, but somebody just said that the 3DS eShop got closed. And I was like, that's interesting. Like, does that mean they're planning another system? Because it doesn't make sense for them to close that and then not release another system.
Well, I mean, they did. It was called the Switch.
Yeah. But I mean,
I don't think they're releasing another Game Boy again at this point.
No.
It seems like... Well, I don't know. Okay, this will be an interesting conversation I guess we could have here. What do you think Nintendo's next system will be like?
I don't know. With like what they made now, I don't even know if they're gonna make another one. Honestly, like,
Yeah, like they're never going to release another system again, essentially? They're going to get out
I
of the market?
I don't know if they're gonna get out of the market, but I just feel like I don't know what they could release. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, it feels as though.
Oh, hold on a second. You wonder who said what, Phantom? Can you specify what you mean exactly? About the eShop closing that Mike said?
My senses have picked up
that's on.
Thing
something.
about the eShop closing.
All right, but continue with your train of thought, Mike. Sorry.
Where was I?
We'll talk about like the Switch and what kind of system they'd have, if any, afterwards.
Yeah, I mean,
Is it buffering again? All right, that may be like an issue that I have to get fixed if it's gonna do it a lot.
like, they're just gonna make another Switch-like system. Because I mean, I've noticed that the only ads that I've been seeing lately are just, check it out, we have a new version of the Switch. Like, it's the LED, blah blah blah. It's like, okay, cool.
Oh, you were the one that was mentioning it in the Discord. Okay, I see.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I didn't see the message at all. My bad. And I guess Mike forgot who it was.
Yeah, I didn't remember the exact name, and I didn't want to say it wrong.
Yeah, let me know if it starts buffering again. I did notice it did it a little while ago. Like it dipped for like a couple of seconds, but then it came back almost right away. If it's just like a couple seconds here and there, it's no big deal. But if it's constant, let me know, and I'll try to. I'd probably have to start like a new stream itself. But I'll fix it and then I'll like share the link again, if that is the case. It wouldn't be too difficult. Yeah, so the thing that I'm kind of thinking of is it almost worked out where the original Switch came out at almost the only time it would have worked.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that is, so Nintendo wanted to do this thing where they kind of combine the mobile systems, which were like the Game Boy, the DS line, with their consoles, because basically their consoles started failing, right? Like you had the GameCube, which didn't do so well, even though I like it as a system. I'm not knocking the system itself. You had the Wii, which sold really well, but it was kind of a system where it had a lot of hype at first, but then afterwards it died down. And then when they followed up with the Wii U, there was like almost no interest in that at all. It like pretty much was a complete dud. So we get to the Switch, and they're like, well, our mobile systems sell incredibly well. Let's just release that in a convertible form where you could use it either on the go or at home. And it was kind of the perfect time for that, because it was still, even though by 2017, we had a lot of advancements with cell phones and tablets and all that stuff, they still weren't really up to snuff of like a major console. But now in 2023, I don't know if that's still the same situation. I feel like at this point, phones and stuff like that are so good that it's really hard to actually have a system like the Switch or like a sequel to the Switch and for it to do well. Because I mentioned this before, like a couple of years ago, on my phone, I actually got like a controller dock, and basically you can emulate almost all the same games that you'd be able to play on the Switch on it.
Right.
And like, it makes a whole lot more sense to use that than the Switch, because I'm gonna have my phone with me no matter where I am, regardless of the situation.
Right.
And on top of that, now in when it come out like 2020, they have the Steam Deck as well, where you can use that, where basically you get the best of both worlds, because you have like a PC at home that's like overpowered and can play any game, and then you can have the Steam Deck with you if you want to go out and play games, and it syncs with your library. You have all the same games, all the same save files, essentially. And essentially then, like, you get the best of both worlds, because you could play games in high definition. You know, the Switch, even though it like renders games in what's considered high definition, nobody really considers it a console that's on par with anything else out at the time. Like, it definitely can't compete with the PS4, like, at the time, let alone the PS5. Like, it's just nowhere close to that. So if they had a new system today, like, I don't think it'd be as powerful as the PS5 or the Xbox whatever. Does anyone think it'd be anywhere close? I don't think so. If it had to be mobile and console at the same time?
The same.
I'm not seeing it. How's it working, Phantom? Is everything coming across well? I'm just paranoid now. That's gonna have some kind of issue.
I mean, I have to agree, though.
Go ahead,
like,
Mike.
Honestly, if they were going to make another system, I think they would have to go away from the mobile part of it and instead just try to make another home system.
So going back to the regular consoles, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Now, I don't know if they would do that because, you know, this is Nintendo we're talking about, but I feel like that would be their best bet.
The thing I feel like, though, is almost based off what we saw with the Wii and the Wii U, is that they're going to do something similar to the Switch again. And like try to see if that works. And I get the feeling that, well, there's probably going to be a lot of like hardcore Nintendo fans that of course get it. Like, oh, it's an upgraded version of the Switch. You know, now it can do better graphics, blah, 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 all that. I don't even think it's going to sell anywhere near the original Switch with the casual audience, because they're going to be like, well, I already have the Switch. Why do I need the Switch Plus? Especially if you kind of have the same situation where, like, with the Wii U, people didn't understand, like, oh, like, wait, I can't play the same games on it? What are you talking about? And, like, they actually got angry because they didn't understand that
like,
they basically had to buy a whole new system.
Right. Like, I still, like, we still have people talking about that every now and then, where people will be like, wait a minute, yeah, do you remember the Wii U? And we're like, yeah, and they're like, yeah, that system that everyone thought was just going to be an add-on, and it ended up being a whole new system. And, like, I was like, yeah.
Buffered a little bit? Yeah, just for a second, I guess. If that's the case, it's not too bad. You know, I'll just have to use the regular version of OBS, at least for a little while, because it seems to be disagreeable for me. What can you do? We'll do that next time. But if it's not a major issue today, I'll just proceed as it is. I got this food. I guess I could do that quest that we have over here. But the thing is, if they do another regular home console, how do you think that's going to do? You think it'll do well? Like, let's say they put out a system. It's just, you know, the regular console for home.
Yeah.
Is it going to be something that's as powerful as a PS5? Do you think?
Probably not.
I have a hard time imagining that too, yeah.
Like,
even though the PS5 has been out for like 2 years. The PS5, it's crazy to think. It's 2.5 years old already.
Right. But it just makes me think of...
Hey, Fantron.
how you mentioned them being like, oh, well, we want to keep the classic thing alive of the Nintendo thing that everyone recognizes, so we won't use the most up-to-date stuff. We'll use something slightly, and I'm like, no, that doesn't make any sense.
I really wish, and I've said this before, that they would instead just like make games instead of worrying about making consoles. I don't understand why they're still trying to do that at this point. Like everyone knows their strength is their franchises, their IPs that they still own at this point.
Right.
And it makes no sense to me why they have to waste all this money developing consoles that, you know, the Switch was a big success. I can't argue against that, but I still think it's the case where it came out kind of in the perfect time for that. And I just don't see how it's going to work again with the fact that, you know, people have these devices now, their phones. You can get the Steam Deck. You have all this stuff available to you. And I just don't know why you have to get one system just to play Nintendo games. Like, yeah, they come out with other stuff every now and then. But the problem still to me is, after a while, these games are just not up to par with the other games coming out on different systems. Like, if you were to play... What's, like, a cross-platform game now that is, like, popular? I'm trying to think. Kind of out of touch with games.
Cross-platform.
Yeah. Like, it's on PS5 and Xbox, maybe even PC. Sonic? Oh, you know, here's an example. So, Elden Ring came out last year, right?
Yeah.
Graphics are really good. And I would say even with Elden Ring, it's not like the most amazing graphics ever. It's got good art design. And the graphics are definitely good, but they're not like best in class, essentially. Would that game ever be able to come out on the Switch? Like, even if they tried to compress it down and lower the resolution, the textures of everything, I don't think they'd have any interest in trying to make that work. Oh, buffered again? Okay, it was just a second, not a big deal. And I want to use an example of a game that like actually looks good. Because, I mean, Sonic, I don't know, I don't play Sonic games. I'm not trying to knock Sonic in particular, but I've never really known Sonic to be known as like a graphically intensive game or like something that's pretty, essentially.
Right.
Like, Sonic can work on Nintendo. In fact, like, did it come out on Nintendo? Because they had a game last year. Let me look it up.
They released some of them on there. Like
What was
Sonic
the last one?
Generation.
Like Sonic Frontiers or whatever?
Sonic Colors. Yeah.
Yeah, Sonic Frontiers was 2022. Did this come out on the Switch? Yeah, so this came out on the Switch. I'm not surprised, because Sonic games aren't like, they're not known to be like a graphically intensive game. But yeah, like, so when the Switch first came out, they also released Skyrim, remember? And it's like, oh wow, like, they're getting modern games like Skyrim, and it's like, Skyrim is not a modern game. Like, even when the Switch came out, Skyrim was already 5 or 6 years old at that point.
Right.
So I was like, oh, I can't quite say that, in my opinion. I'm gonna just mess around in town a little bit, I guess. Oh, Mike, did you ever see the, where are you right now? Did you ever see the office, not the office, but the apartment building that I was working on? I was showing off a little bit briefly. But I don't know if you checked that in the game itself.
Yeah, I saw the pictures of it. I never actually saw it in the game, yeah.
Do you want me to show you? I'll escort you over if you want to see what it looks like. In case you don't know where it's located.
Drop off a lot of stuff here.
Oh wait, is this a hole? Oh yeah, we have a hole here that some zombie must have made, Mike.
Cool. I need 9mm shots.
Patch that up. Oh yeah, so we've made the wall kind of go all the way around. So it acts like a kind of like a buffer area, so they can't even get into the inner walls essentially. Yeah, it's like any good castle. There's like inner walls and outer walls. And if this was a game where you had like NPCs, I'm just gonna grab something from inside. I'll be right back out.
Okay.
And if you had NPCs, we'd set up like a little town around it. That way, when the enemies come, they slaughter our helpless commoners instead of us. Right? That's how you do it.
Right.
Okay, I guess I don't need whatever I was looking for.
Hold on, I'm gonna go to the trader real quick and turn something in, and then
Yeah.
we're ready to go to the
All right. Well,
apartments.
yeah. The trader's gonna take like it's open at 6, right? So I'm gonna.
Oh,
Well, I think so, right? They
That's
don't
right,
open up
yeah.
right away, either way. But if you're gonna wait by the trader, I'll just look around here a little bit, see if I can find what I was looking for. So basically, the overall point I was getting to was, if they do release another system that's kind of underpowered like that, like it's just gonna be the same thing, right? Where sure, they have a couple of games come out for it at first, but then eventually the games are not going to be able to run on it because they're going to be falling far behind what all the other
Right.
systems are going to be able to do. Especially if you say, like, okay, so they release a system, for the sake of argument, let's say it's 2024, they announce it, and it comes out at some point in 2025. Well, at that point, I don't think it's going to be too much longer until you get the next PlayStation. Like, the PlayStation 6 will probably be sometime before... It's definitely going to be sometime before 2030. Probably be closer to, like, 2026, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
So, imagine Nintendo having to compete with whoever that's going to be.
I mean, I still say that, like, our favorite thing that we ever talked about was how, no matter how great systems get, the PC and the phones are always going to be better, like you said, because it's like, PCs are like, oh, well, whatever you make, I can come up with something better within a day. Like, you know, and it's just like, oh, great.
Nero says, I'm
It's
getting a
just the-
PS3 or PS4 if I want a PS console. I'll say, like, the older games. There's a lot of classics on those, aren't there?
Right.
You know what's the problem, Nero? It's that I don't know why this happened the way it did, but all these companies started giving up on the idea of backwards compatibility, which is a big loss in my opinion. Because it used to be that you could just buy a system and play all the older games, at least for like a brief period in time. Like the PS2, PS3, they had backwards compatibility.
I was just about to say that. I was like, one of my favorite things I ever saw online was it was talking about the PS2, and it was because people wanted to play some of those classic games for the PlayStation that the PS3 and PS4 won't let you play. And so they now have a third-party person who's been like basically taking all of these old PS2s and remastering them so they run faster but play those old games. And
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's amazing. Let's do more of that.
Yeah, the thing that I would recommend in your case, if you're able to find one, here's the problem, they're probably really, really expensive. If you can get the old fat PS3s, as they call them, those were the ones that had complete backwards compatibility, right? Like, you could play anything from the PS1, PS2, and obviously the PS3 games on those. And I think I have one. I don't know where I have it. It's probably like stored somewhere. But I think it still works. And yeah, that was great. I mean, that was the pinnacle, right? After that, none of the systems had backwards compatibility like that ever again. And it's a shame.
Like, I think my PS3 is one of the
What can I get
fatter
you
ones,
today?
but I just don't know if it actually can. Because I remember reading online that some of the older PlayStation games would actually struggle on it still. So I don't know.
Something that I would recommend, just from like the way that I do things now at this point, is I tend to play most things that are new on the PC, and I have the older system still for like the old games I want to play.
Brilliant.
Honestly, I could use an emulator for most of the older games that I used to play, because they're easily emulatable in 2023 with all the latest technology. Like, I think there's still some PS3 stuff that's being optimized, but for the most part, you can do whatever.
Maybe next time. Happy travels, Survivor.
Right, Mike. I guess if you want, I'll take you to the place.
Do I need my motorcycle or my?
We can walk
gyro?
there, or you can use your motorcycle.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, it's not too far at all. Because it's funny, I still sort of bought the latest consoles, even up to the PS4. But with the PS5 and the new Xbox, I'm like, I don't think it's going to be worth it to bother it anymore.
Right.
There's not that many things that come out that you really want to play right away. Because go ahead, Mike.
I was talking to one of my buddies at work, and they were asking me if I bought any of the Xbox products past the Xbox 360, and I was like, no. And they're like, really? And I was like, yeah, I didn't buy the Xbox One or the whatever the one after that was, because I just didn't really see the need to do so. And they were like, oh, okay. I mean, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, see, it's not very far at all.
Oh, cool.
I put a little defensive area around it.
Nice.
You're 32, so I'm an old man. No, you're still young. To get off the rat race from buying stuff, if I want. Yeah, that's perfectly valid. So there's a lot of different floors. I'm gonna take you up to the top one. Like for myself, I still kind of pay for the latest PC technology. Like that's the thing that I love doing. Because, well, if you see the description, I think I have the 4090, 13700. So you can tell I still spend money on that.
But to comment on the 32 thing, my favorite thing back when I was like, a high schooler was asking all my friends like, hey, what do you think is considered old? Like that was one of the number one thing people would always ask each other, back in the day. And at that time we were all like 16 or whatever. And so everyone would be like, oh, well, I think that 40 is old, or I think
21.
that 60 is old, or something like that, right? And I just remember I and many other logical thinkers was like, no, what it's going to be is it's going to be whatever you are plus 20, basically.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you're 30, you're going to say it's 50. If you're 60, you're going to say it's 80. Like, it just doesn't matter. Everyone's always going to say that it's older than what you are. Like, I'm not old. I'm just fine. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, so this is the top floor. This is where I made my little apartment area. And if you look out the window, you can actually see our base all the way in the distance, especially if you have a sniper rifle.
I like how you actually have the window thing there. That's awesome.
Yeah, it probably looks like you just fall right through it, but no, there's a little bit of window.
Yeah.
Here, I'll show you guys on stream. You can just zoom right in on the house. Now, I wonder if someone's over there, if you could actually see them. Like if Mike was standing on the roof or whatever. I don't know if it spawns in people from that far away. Oh, I was going to ask you, Nero. So do you buy the PC just like a full complete PC? Or do you put together PCs yourself? Because if I had to build if I had to buy a complete PC, I probably wouldn't even get it that often, like every 5 years or whatever. But the way that I do is I tend to build them on my own. Just replace the parts that are inside them. So if you want to check out, there's a couple of other rooms up here, Mike. And the kind of thing I was joking around about is people could rent out one of the different apartments here, essentially, if they wanted to. Use it as
Who wants this room with the dead body on the table?
Oh, lovely.
Ooh, what's in the beverage fridge? Let's see. Ooh, beer. Hell yeah.
There you go, Mike. Problem solved.
That's right.
Oh, you built your first one, but you just bought the second. So what were the, do you know what the specs were of the one you built? You know, I forgot there's the apartment in the middle. There's a couple of other ones as well. There's like one... I think there's 4 in the different corners, and then there's the one in the middle. So there's 5 of them in all. Though some of them need to be fixed up a bit. I did a little bit of fixing up, but mostly the one that I have. I like this one over here as well, because it has these kind of like diner chairs.
Ooh. There's a hardened chest in this one. Dart chop bundle.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah, I guess the stuff reloaded, because I did loot the stuff at one point.
Nice.
Interesting. Yeah, that's weapon parts.
Cool. I leveled up from looting. Yay.
What a world. Leveling up from looting.
Yep. Ooh, 3 points. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I've been building computers since, you know, the late 2000s. Around 2007 or so, I guess.
Mhm.
So I have a lot of memories of doing that sort of thing. The first thing that I kind of worked on was in, when was it? Maybe around like 2004, 2005. I got one of those, at the time, it was like considered a high-end Dell PC, which Mike's probably going to make fun of me for.
Yeah. I'm kind of done making fun of that. Like, it was fun to make fun of it back in the day, but now I'm like, that's a computer. It's fine.
And
I just like to... Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but
yeah,
I
you
just
did.
like talking shit about it because I just love tech support people that would talk shit about it back in the day. So that's why I like talk shit about it a little bit.
Oh man,
It's
that's
just
funny. So like, I forget what, I think it may have been even Oblivion. Like it was coming out at the time, and then I was wanting to upgrade that, or maybe I was already playing it, but I wanted to get like higher frame rates. So I ended up buying a NVIDIA 8800 GT. I think no, it was like a GTS, like 8800 GTS, 512 megabyte edition. It was like a refresh that was a little bit better than like the older models they had. And I want to say it was like only like 200, 250 bucks back then. And this is like one of the top end graphics cards you could get at the time. Nowadays, you buy a graphics card that's like top line. What was the 4090? It was like $1,800. Just to show how far things have come. Oh man. Looks like a cool place to live, minus the zombies. Yeah, you know, luckily we have the zombies kind of cleared out over here. And I have a thing down so they don't spawn in the building. So this is like a luxury apartment for people who want to chill here. And the first thing I kind of put together all on my own. I'm going to leave here, Mike, if you want to leave. Oh my god, we must have a little bit of lag because your character teleported across the building for me.
This would be awesome right here.
Oh yeah, that's what I was mentioning before, little dining area. Looks like a diner.
Yeah. I thought I must have confused it for the other room.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. You could keep chilling here if you want, or you could leave as well. I just wanted to show off where it was if you want to come by and claim any of this as your own.
Right.
So anyway, after that, the first computer that I put together on my own was, because the Dell computer that I had, you know, the graphics card was a good improvement over like whatever I had before that. It was like a 7800, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was really bottlenecked by the processor that was at the time, because it was an old Intel Pentium. It was actually a dual-core processor, but it was like one of the older generations where it wasn't really optimized. And I upgraded to a... Ooh, we got zombies out here. Let me kill them. Intel Core 2 Duo. And that was like a nice upgrade for me that performed really well. It actually like uncapped the graphics card, which was like being bottle capped the entire time that I was using it. And I think the first motherboard I had was an Asus. The first one that I like put into my own build. I forget what like the model number was at this point because it's been so long. And that was just like such a good computer. The exact processor was a 8400. E8400 is a something Wolf something I want to say it was. Like it was code name like Wolf Duo or whatever. I don't remember the exact name. Intel always had like these funny like code names for their processors back then, at least.
Right.
Well, we got a mission over here. I guess we could try to do this one. Let's go on over and see, since we're pretty close to it. And then after that, the big processor was when they had the first i7. And that was the Nehalem, I think is what they called them. It was like a 930. That was the name back then.
Oh, yeah. All right, I'll be right back.
See you, Mike. Yeah, something like that anyway. Mind you, this is all back in like 2010 or so, so I don't remember the exact names for these things. Or model numbers. But it was the gen after that got really big. That was the Sandy Bridge, I think they called it. That was like the 2700K. When those like got really popular with people. And I didn't have one of those, but eventually I did get the Ivy Bridge, which came out like right afterwards. It's funny thinking back to how advanced that stuff all felt at the time, but of course, now, these days, it's ridiculously outdated. Oh, it's this place again? Oh, well, we'll deal with it. Whatever.
Master, we are not alone.
Again, some good old lag. Thanks, game. Whenever there's a little bit of action, this game likes to stutter. The character already has a broken bone. Are you freaking kidding me? Well, if my mic gets back, I'm going to have to ask him for a favor. I'm going to have to ask him if he could bring me a cast. Can't believe he broke our bone right away. Yeah, I could use the splint, but if I use the cast, it'll heal up even quicker. Assuming Mike gets back before. I guess I'll shoot so I don't take any more damage. Potentially. But I probably will. Wow, this is really stuttery for me. I don't think it shows up on the stream, but it's saying 50. 46. It was worse when it was with all the zombies, mind you. Oh. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Yeah, try not to take any more damage. I should have brought one of this cast with me. That would have made this easier. One thing I do wish that I may have done is if I like actually kept the first PC I built, because I think that would have been a cool thing to have. The problem is, like I said, I basically replaced them by just upgrading the parts as I got them. So what I ended up doing was just like having the same case, and once, like for example, I had I think it was Wolfdale I wanted to go with, like the Wolfdale processor, the 8400. With that setup, essentially when the NVIDIA 200 series came out, I replaced the 8800 with that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Mike, okay,
I'm
you're back.
By the way.
Can I ask you for a favor?
Sure.
Can you run back to the base and grab me a cast? Because I have a broken bone that's going to take an hour to heal. And I have a splint, but I want to get it healed faster because I'm doing a mission.
Ironic
Senses
that
have picked up
happened.
something.
So,
Oh, you do?
yeah.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I'm not too
I
far.
didn't know where else to put it,
Up the
so
street.
I just had it on my person. Okay, a little bit. Oh, wrong place. A little bit further.
Oh, I hear a drop. Oh, so this is funny, Mike. This is a game that like neither of us really play or enjoy. But I heard something interesting that with Fortnite, they've opened up the game to the point where like anyone is allowed to modify it, and basically you can make like a whole game inside of Fortnite that is like has nothing to do with Fortnite essentially.
Huh.
So like I saw a video and they showed like examples of like, oh, like instead of Fortnite now it's like this like dungeon crawling thing, and like the character has a sword instead, and it has like the Fortnite character essentially, but it's like a completely different game altogether for some reason.
Right.
I hear something. Is that you, Mike?
Mhm.
Are you breaking something? I'm on the other side of the building outside. You don't have to break in.
Oh, okay.
You're trying to come around your way. Oh, I guess thank you for helping with the mission by killing those guys.
Yeah, no problem. There you go. Right
In the
that
rotting
trash.
trash. Thank you, Mike. Okay, it's
You're
only gonna be
welcome.
22 minutes now. Good. All right. Well, if you want to come in and mess around with the zombies in here, you're welcome. Or you could do whatever you need to do. It's up to you.
Master, we are not alone.
You could share the experience.
I've got a funny feeling about this.
I just shot some of the loot.
Well, hopefully you don't need that. Luckily, it's just a clearing mission. I don't need to gather anything.
Okay.
Alright, I'm heading upstairs. Probably stuff to do like both upstairs and downstairs. The funny thing is I probably remember Mike's first PC better than he does because I picked it out for him. Or at least most of the
Yeah.
parts. Oh, I say the first PC. It's still your current PC, even
Yep.
now.
And I just
Yeah.
remember you saying when you picked it out, you were like, yeah, this should last you for a very long time. So if you just... Oh, okay. Cool.
Oh, did you cut out there? Because I heard like, you say something and then you just say something at the end. I missed it in the middle, I think.
Basically... what did I say? I basically said, yeah, when you picked it out for me, you were like, hey, the greatest thing about this PC that we're building, you'll be able to basically just keep it.
Oh
as
yeah, like it
long
has
as
a
you
long
want.
lifespan essentially.
Yeah, it has like an extremely long lifespan. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, we picked out a good one. It was like it.
Something.
Uh-oh, here the computer saying it's an issue apparently. The robot, I mean, not the computer, like my computer.
Right.
Yeah, we got you like an 8-core
Master, we are not
processor,
alone.
so that would last you a long time. Oh boy. Okay, we got zombies. Got zombies everywhere. Drones, can you stand out of the way where I'm trying to shoot things? Like right. Oh. I thought we had. Look at the zombie physics there, shaking its head. Silly. Oh, it sounds like you're about to join me here, wherever I am. How'd I get over to
Yeah.
you? The first PC was a Dell Inspiron. I think I had an Inspiron laptop that I got for like Christmas back in like I don't know exactly, maybe like around 2000. Of course, now it's you know, garbage somewhere far away in a dump or whatever. Like that wouldn't even be able to work at this point. How outdated it was.
Right.
But yeah, it was pretty cool at the time. I remember one of the games that I had for that early laptop was like based off Battle Bots, that like TV show they had. With the robots that they would like compete against each other. What's funny is I think they brought that show back at some point. Hey, Mike.
Hello.
Well, I'm guessing you cleared everything before then. So, let's see. Where do we go from here? Oh, okay. We go back around and then we go down to the basement. And the basement's filled with assholes. Guess I could risk running a little bit. Nope, nope, now my character's whining. Stop whining. Oh, I see you down there. Huh. Yeah, I think there's something in here to get.
Incoming enemies. Prepare for conflict.
I would have seen the enemy if you were in the way, drone. I wish there was an option to tell them to kind of hang back a little bit further. Like, don't be right in my face. Just it gets annoying after a while. Oh, it's funny you mentioned that, Fantron. We were just talking about it earlier in the stream. Or at least I was mentioning it. I was kind of explaining to Mike because he hadn't seen it yet. Basically, I was saying that I don't know if I'm really going to enjoy it. Yeah, that was loud. See, that's what I'm talking about. Some of the things in this game are really loud. Others are more quiet. Because I have most of the music muted for the most part. And I think it lowers the ambient sound effects too. Or does it? Let me see if I can change it manually.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Let's do it this way. We'll see. Mike's in a... I hear his character whining, it sounds like. He's getting hurt. No, you killed it.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Sometimes the characters just sound whiny. Alright, now this is going to be where there's a lot of stuff in certain parts down here.
Master, we are not alone.
Oh, not so bad when you have multiple people.
Yep. So
There we go.
satisfying.
Yeah, the shotgun's really nice in this game.
Yep.
Gotta
I
hand it
just
to the
love it, though.
shotgun.
When they're coming up to you and you're just like, nope, give me a second to reload.
Oh, some more wood frames.
As if we don't have a million of those already.
Oh, like you never have enough wood. That was your famous line, Mike.
Oh, yes, I remember.
Was it in 7 Days to Die you said that? I think it might have been one of your earlier Let's Plays of it.
It was Minecraft.
Oh, yeah, it could have been. I mean, it applies to either game.
Yeah.
Wait, you did videos of Minecraft?
Thought so.
I don't remember those. I have to go and check. Interesting.
Maybe I never posted them.
Oh, Mike, that would be so typical.
That would be, honestly. Maybe it was like a 7 Days to Die episode 2, because I remember back in the Builder series, I said that probably once or twice.
Yeah, you had to do a lot of stuff in that one with building, even if it didn't actually work out in the end.
Right.
Oh, I know there's another hallway with a bunch of zombies, but where could they? Oh, they're gonna spawn in here, I
My
bet.
senses have picked up something.
Come on up. I know you're there. Bring out your dead. Oh, there you are. Well, that was fun. Just a shooting gallery.
Always fun. It does seem like more are spawning since I'm here, though.
No, that's how much there usually are. It may seem that way, but this is what I usually get.
Oh, good.
Reminds you of Resident Evil?
So-
Yeah, a bit. A lot of zombies, anyway.
Oh, God.
What? You might have found one of the hallways with the ton. Yep, you did. Here we go. Oh, we got someone. Got it. Oof. Nasty. He's just spinning out of control on my game for me.
That's what he was doing there for a little bit, yeah. Oh, there he goes again. It's like, alright. I think there were supposed to be 2 of those.
Master, we are not
Oh,
alone.
there he is.
There we go. Put him down. Yeah, it's like Resident Evil, but with a lot more open world mechanics. building, crafting, that sort of thing. More open-ended gameplay. And, yeah, no story, really. Although they intentionally,
Incoming enemies. Prepare for
initially
conflict.
wanted story, but it just kind of fell by the wayside. Oh, we got a ton over here. I'm guessing you found some more, too.
Yep.
Yeah, it sounds like there's even more back here that I didn't see. Where are they? They're being kind of stupid. A game without
Jeez,
angry
shotgun.
undead villagers? Yeah, well, these are all like city dwellers, I guess. I mean, there's some parts of this game that are like set out in the country. Because they spawn in different kind of environments or biomes, whatever you want to call them.
Right.
Well, this is just like a factory we're in right now. Try to break in here. And the fun thing about this is you can do it with multiple people in this game.
Right.
So you can have adventures with your friends, killing zombies. What's not to like?
I remember though with this factory, I had so much trouble finding all of the zombies in the end.
Yep, me too. Luckily, I know where most of them are now. There's probably still one upstairs in the area that I always miss one. 'Cause there's one that is like really well hidden. But I know where it is now. I should have to go back to it.
I checked the garden area, that was clear. And that's the one where I always missed.
No, it's like hidden behind the bathroom. It's really silly.
Oh, gotcha.
Have you seen anything about the Resident Evil 4 remake, Mike?
A little bit. One of my friends has been playing it apparently, and she really likes it.
Oh,
But I
really?
haven't, like,
Cool.
actually played it or watched any of the actual gameplay.
And I don't really know much about it, Fantron. I've seen the stuff about it coming out, but I've not played it. No, don't fall. Alright, I think this stuff is all cleared already. Oh no, there's more here. Surprised you didn't wake them up when you were walking
Master,
past
we
them.
are not alone.
It's difficult to say if they would even spawn from here, honestly.
I guess that's a good point. I don't know if they do. So you know what's funny, Mike? That guy that I was showing you songs about earlier, before we began the stream, he like went on a whole rant about how much he hates PC gaming, and how he thinks like people that play PC games should stop buying them because he thinks like they're inferior to consoles and all that stuff. I just thought it was like a funny rant.
I mean, it kind of reminds me of the stuff I used to say, so...
Oh, really? You used to be more of a fanboy, as they call them.
Yeah, like consoles, I was like, yeah, I don't get the hype of PCs until, I got one myself. I was like, I don't get the whole hype of it, blah, 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 blah. And now that I've been playing PC gaming, I'm like, I can see why it's kind of, nice to play it.
Yeah, the nicely about computers, and it's one of the things that sets it apart. It doesn't necessarily mean like you're going to necessarily find it better, but you get a lot more customization that you can do with your games. And if you don't mind doing that, you can make a really good experience for yourself. But if you're someone that just wants like an easy thing, you just like pop in and play, then you're probably not going to like it.
Right.
But it's something that like some people do, like the guy that I'm talking about. He was kind of being like, "Oh yeah, games don't run well on the PC." It's like, oh, that's not always true. It depends on your setup that you have. Like if you're using an older computer, then yeah, there are going to be games that you can't stream at like the most high-end settings, and you have to actually adjust what you're using to run it at.
Right.
But it's all just about like understanding things. Also, I'm done with this place, so I'm leaving now, Mike. I did.
Oh, good.
I killed everything, or we did anyway. Cause
I mean, like,
definitely helped out.
If you want to go into that, like, you could also say how I was bitching about how.
Oh, Mike, hold on a second. Do you know what we have here?
A screamer. I just
Yeah.
heard. Yeah. We haven't heard one of those in a long time. I did have an update to the game. I wonder if they finally brought him back.
Yeah, I have it right in front of me. And its head's gone.
Nice.
Well, that's cool. There we go. So that's a screamer. Finally got the show one off. Pretty sure that was the first anyway. Stop running around.
But I mean, like, my favorite thing ever was, like, I was bitching constantly about how, you know, Escape from Tarkov wouldn't work on my computer now. And you were, you know, saying, well, it's probably because you need this and this and this. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I can always get it to work if I do certain things. I'm sure it'll be fine. And it's also an optimization thing. But, you know, that guy would have been like, oh, that just sucks because, like, it just means it's not made for PC. It's made for Xbox. It's like, what? No, that's not what it means at all.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But I definitely wouldn't argue that the PC is, you know, kind of a premium experience in that you do have to pay for very expensive parts if you want to run things at their highest settings.
Right.
Because, like, all the stuff that I could play is, you know, I could do it in 4K with, like, all the latest stuff, like HDR, the, you know, 120 plus frames per second, but, like, that all requires very high-end parts, so it's something that you have to be, like, ready to put a lot of money into if you want to do it that way. Because if you do get a cheaper-end PC, then, like, yeah, you're probably going to be playing things at what would be, like, standard console settings anyway, so, you know, it wouldn't really make much of a difference.
And, like, if you're okay with that, you're okay with that. Like, you know,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
not a bad thing.
But I can understand then
mean-
why it's just easier for some people to play the consoles over, like,
It's like-
bothering with the PC at that point.
We could also argue that this game, it still has a long road to go. Like,
Oh,
we
this game
always
is a
keep that
horrible
in track.
example to, like, base that off of. Yeah,
we
this
always
game is
crack
not...
jokes about that. We're like, oh, but this game, like, if you try to say, oh, I can play this on the highest, you know, HD quality, no, you can't, because the optimization for it is not designed for that. Like, it'll run, but it will look funky, you know?
Yeah, I know you've said that at least once before, how essentially the developer said, oh, we're gonna, like, finish, like, adding all the things we want to the game first, then we'll worry about the optimization. And it's like,
Right.
well, I don't know if that's the best way of going about it when you never know when the game's actually gonna be out.
Right.
For real.
Like, it's in that regard, you might as well just say, look, we don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah. It sounds like you just don't know how to optimize the game, in all honesty.
Like, you've tried multiple ways, they're all not working, so you're just like, well, yeah,
I mean,
sure,
it is true to some degree that as you're adding things, of course, it's gonna make the game run worse because you've you know, added a new system to the game. It's doing more computations to, you know, work in this new system. Like if it's like weather or like hunger, rain, what's the wetness? That's what I'm trying to think of. Yeah, like
Right.
that all requires certain variables to be kept track of, and of course that's going to add up over time. So I'm not trying to knock them necessarily for that, but yeah, like actually keeping it running at a adequate frame rate is important too. Like it shouldn't just be completely discarded.
Right.
But the game is doing a lot. I mean, the whole world is one of these games where you can build anything, you can dig down, reshape the terrain around you. So it's doing a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, I remember when someone was discussing that one time, they were, talking about people shit talking the game, and they're like, all right, let's be real here. Okay, so the thing that you're complaining about the most is that the game runs really slow. But then you got to take into consideration that every time you destroy something or put something down, that's adding more memory to the game. And I was like, yeah, but, that's true, but you also got to think they have to plan ahead for that and keep that in mind so that every time something does get added, that they can say, oh, well, don't worry, we've taken that into consideration, and once you put it down, like the game will quickly start getting to work to process that. Instead of
Yeah.
just being like, oh, well, since you put something down, that's your fault.
I'll probably picked up another shotgun at some point. And I have 2 level 4 shotguns. Let's see if anyone's better than the other. Alright, so this one has more damage. This one... This one, Mike, it says the shotgun has a higher magazine size. What do you think that means?
It has a magazine tube in it, that's it.
But, like, what does that mean? It has a bigger magazine size?
It holds more bullets.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
I didn't know that could happen. I thought like all weapons had like the same amount of ammo they could hold no matter what it
Well-
was.
For shotguns, it used to be that way, but I guess they changed that recently.
Huh,
I think
all
all
right,
shotguns used
interesting.
to only carry 6 rounds or 7, which mine's carry 7. But yeah,
Ah, this is a tough choice. I have to choose between doing more damage or 7 versus 9 with Man, I don't know. Because it is good to be able to fire more with the shotgun, but I guess I'll keep the higher damage for now. It'd be cool if there's a system in this game where you could actually... it's funny, I was complaining about them adding too much and it being unoptimized. Now I'm talking about what they should add. See, that's the problem. Like, it's definitely Monday morning quarterbacking. I'm not trying to sound like I know what I'm talking about here. But anyway, it would be cool if they had a system in place where you could actually upgrade the weapons themselves rather than having to, like, craft a whole new one.
Mhm.
And that would be interesting if you could do that. Like, make it so your weapon could have higher damage or a higher capacity.
well, the thing that cracked me up back in the days when like they would say, "Oh, every time you rebuild something, it gets stronger because you're getting better at making it."
Oh
And
yeah, I
that
remember
ma-
that.
Oh, now you have to level up the skill for it, and I'm like, no, because that makes no sense.
I don't know which trader this is for.
So it was really funny when you would have like a level 20 stone axe.
I mean, I guess that is cool because you do a ton of damage.
Right.
Yeah, at one point the levels of everything went up to 600. I think it was. Which essentially, it's just like they divided everything by 10 to make it simpler. Or no, 100, I guess. Yeah. Because it only goes up to 6 now. Wow, I showed off expert math skills there, didn't I?
Nothing wrong with that.
Well, that happens when you talk before you think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where this trader is. I have to turn this question out. Is this one? Tier 3 clear? No, that's another mission entirely. .5 kilometers to the northeast. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm looking at your icon. I think that's the problem I was having. Oh, there it is. Okay, I got it. We'll have to head there in the morning, though. Let's see. How's the stream running, guys? Has there been any other issues with any lag or buffering? I'm gonna quickly get. Oh, go ahead, Mike.
I will say this on my end. The only issue I've been having is a little bit of lag in game, but I've been having the stream play the whole time, and I haven't been noticing any issues out of the corner of my eye with it. So I think the stream is actually running good for me for once, but I think it might be affecting my game a little bit. I don't know how to explain that, but you know, it's like maybe it's like a kind of trade-off where it's like, oh, well, now you get lag to be able to watch the stream.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, you gonna hang out at the base for a little bit?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna check something, and I'm gonna see if I could see you from the tower that I built. Well, not the tower that I built, but the one that I fixed up.
Let me go outside.
No, I still have to travel there, so you can wait a couple minutes and do whatever you need to do first. I'll let you know. Yeah, thanks for letting me know.
Parkour leveled up.
Nice. Congratulations, man. Get you to have a whole bunch of sticky situations.
Yep.
I wish I could get a working elevator in game.
That would be nice.
But yeah, thank you, Phantom, for letting me know it's still working fine. I was just wondering if it had still been lagging up. You know, the whole thing with the game being weird for you might be on my end. Because like I mentioned when I was trying to watch that YouTube video earlier, it wouldn't really play for me correctly for whatever reason. It kept on freezing. So, I don't know exactly what it is, but something's kind of being like disagreeable today on my computer.
Okay.
Probably should restart it or something before all this.
So now it's all foggy, so you might have trouble seeing me after all.
Oh, that's life. Oh yeah, I can't see like even down to the street below me at this point. Wait, hold on, let me see. There should be like a console command, right, for weather? Let me look it up. We're gonna cheat. Because I did all this, I'm not gonna do it for nothing. I wonder if it'll let me search the internet without wanting to kill the stream. Let's see, commands to change the weather.
I'm just practicing my sniping with my crossbow while you do that.
Right, not a bad idea.
That was another thing that I loved about the Elder Scrolls thing that I mentioned earlier. How one of the ways that they used to allow you to get unlimited arrows was you could go to the arena in Oblivion, and there'd be that guy just shooting arrows relentlessly into that target. And after a while, you could run up and grab all the arrows and then run back. And he would walk up like he was going to grab him and then stop and be like, oh. And then walk back and then shoot more arrows as if he actually had an unlimited amount. And yeah, they were like the weakest arrows in the game.
Wait, Mike, are you on the roof right now?
Yeah.
What's weird is I don't see your character, but I think I see your drone and I see your flashlight like on the roof. Like I see the light of you like moving around. And I think I saw. Were you aiming before? Because I think I saw like the red sight or whatever. Oh no, that might be the drone's lights I'm seeing actually.
Yeah, I don't have a laser sight on my guns.
So that's funny. I could kind of see you, but like not really yourself. I could just see like the lighting effects changing because I see your flashlight.
Oh yeah, I see it.
That's really weird. I'm
funny.
actually impressed though that the game actually will render that from this far away.
Yeah.
Let me see. There might be like a setting I could change here. Dynamic mesh. I wonder if changing this will help. What does mesh distance do? Let's see. I see your light shining down, but yeah, that's weird. It doesn't render you, but it does render other things. That like you would think they would kind of render you at the same time if it was showing that, but it doesn't.
Right.
Well, that was cool. I didn't know how that would work. I guess I could turn off the, there we go. I don't even know if I had to do that. All right, anyway, I was going to say I'm going to quickly take a short break, and I'll be right back. It'll just be a minute or two. So, Mike, it's up to you to entertain the people. Good luck.
Alrighty. Now that Cry is gone for a little bit, hope you all are doing well. I myself have actually been going back and playing some PlayStation games since we were talking about that. And I actually went back and played one that I actually have on my channel. But I did the challenge mode where you change the game to your own specific rules just to see if it still works. And it's so funny because I was actually discovering that it seems like the game, you know, is like, oh, you're trying to play it with a challenge. Okay, well, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to make the game somewhat easier just to spite you for this. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, no, that doesn't make any sense. Like, it feels like with everything in the game that should be harder with what I did, which is basically the challenge I did is where you can't use any weapons in the game that you get. You just play through the entire game without the weapons. And I found that it really doesn't affect the game at all, really. It seems like overall, all it really does is like lower your damage by a little bit. I was like, oh, well, that's kind of silly. Like, if that's all it does, it feels like it's not really a, you know, challenge, so to speak. It's more of just like, oh, I want to play the game this way just for the hell of it. But I mean, there's like a little bit of a challenge aspect to it because, I mean, there's still a little bit of stuff in the game that feels like it makes things a little bit harder. But overall, it just feels like you could easily have, like, fix it yourself, you know.
What kind of challenge we're talking about?
Oh, so in the game Legend of the Gaia, that game I played back on my
Right.
channel like a long time ago, I'm doing this challenge to see how difficult it might be if you just play where you never equip a weapon. Like,
Ah.
you keep your character unarmed like the whole game. And I'm like, I went and fought like the hardest boss in the game by people's standards, and I had not much more of a difficult time with it than I would if I did have weapons. And I was like, oh, well, that's kind of disappointing. It feels like it's not really a challenge then. It feels like it's just the same game, just, you know, taking out one of the things that it wanted you to use.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah. But
I
then
guess
again,
with a
I
game
was
like that, it has a lot to do with like whatever level you're at too, right?
A little bit, yeah. And also, one of the things in the game is, you know how they have debuffs in those types of games, and if you have items that render those obsolete, it feels like it doesn't really change stuff too much to make it harder. Like, I mean, the boss in question, its name is like the Berserker, and it has this ability that makes it where you can't attack if you don't have the item that disables it.
Ah, god damn it. Sorry, I was shooting a bear and I hit it with the automatic and it disappeared.
Aw, I hate that.
Yeah. Alright, sorry, continue your story.
No, you're fine. And so, like, I was saying it's kind of disappointing how a lot of times it doesn't really feel like it's really that difficult, because as long as you know what you're doing in the game, it feels like it's not that much different than playing it with a weapon. Except I do kind of feel like I remember reading somewhere that the weapons actually do affect your speed in the game, like, you know, how, like, your turn order or whatever. And if that's the case, not having a weapon actually is to your advantage. Anyway, so I was like,
Oh yeah, that's
yeah, I was like, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just like little things like that that makes it easier because, well, I don't have a weapon, so I move faster by comparison. But it's actually still kind of fun. I actually enjoy, like, you know, when you go and find like the little items that are supposed to make you stronger. You pick them up and you're just like, yep, selling that, and just throw it into your inventory.
well, yeah, as long as you're having fun doing it, it's all good.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, if you're doing a challenge and then it just feels like, you know, it's not really much different.
Incoming
Then,
enemies. Prepare for conflict.
you know, I don't know. I kind of feel like I like to play games in whatever way feels the most fun for me, and usually it's just kind of playing a different variety of play styles. Like, that's why when I play games like this, I'm like, I don't even know what perks I should specialize in, because there's so many different ones, and I kind of want to experience it all.
Right.
You know, it's hard for me to just be like, okay, I'm gonna go with this build of a character. Like when I used to do the Elder Scrolls, I'd be like, oh, I must have cleared the sniper perk. That's good. Anyway, I would be like, oh, I'm gonna learn like a little bit of this and learn a little bit of that, and like really, I would never kind of like specialize like certain characters. And it's funny when you like watch other people play a game, like, oh, I have to put a point into this, I have to put a point into that, in like a very specific way to get the characters they want. Because I would never play that way. So you did a challenge like that. Would you ever try to do a speedrun of a game, like, out of curiosity?
No, not really, because I feel like it takes the fun out of the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, that could be the case. I see.
Like, I saw this video the other day, and I don't know why people would do a speedrun of this game, but, you know, speedrunners would do games of anything. And it was Stardew Valley.
Really?
And, yeah, It's so funny because like the you know how every video has a catchy title to try to get you to watch. The title for that one is why Stardew Valley speedruns are not relaxing at all. And I was like, no, I already kind of figured that out because just everything about Stardew Valley
My
is really
senses have
not
picked up
that
something.
relaxing when you really think about it. So yeah, I could see why that wouldn't be just off of the game itself, because like it felt like just a huge grind to me a lot of times anyway.
Yeah, that's something that I
So-
played once, and I could see like what the appeal of the game is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. Management games, they just kind of end up feeling like work to me after a little while, and I get bored of them.
Yeah. And that's what I think about when I think of speedrunning. I think, not only do you have to play the game a certain way, like you have to be able to do a select set of moves and all that, which makes you go, ugh, after a while.
Yeah.
I was like, if I was going to play a game again, I would do a challenge. Like, the other challenge I was thinking of doing is like, and I don't know how this would work in this game because I can already tell that, the other option is to play, it's called the, it's like there's the arena in the game and I forget the name of it. But there's an arena challenge called the expert level where you can't have any armor or a weapon at all. And like I was thinking about trying to play the entire game like that, but then I thought about it and I was like, no, I don't think that would be fun either because I feel like it would make the game so hard that you would just be like, I'm gonna get my ass kicked until I get to like way higher level than I'm supposed to be at the start of the game.
Well, I don't know if you already have this, but I got the ability to bolt craft the 7.62 ammo now.
Oh, good. That's from the books. Yeah.
Yeah, I finished the sniper
I don't
line.
have that yet.
And I just checked what it did. So that's something we should be able to do from now on. Oops, we'll add these up here. I do want to cover everything and try to be as fair as possible. So I did want to talk a little bit more about the speedrunning. Now, I will just say in general, it's not something that's really ever appealed to me that much. Like the idea of watching a speedrunner. But I do want to say, I think it does take a tremendous amount of, well, a couple of different things, but patience, determination, and the ability to be consistent in something, right? Because when you're doing a speed run, that's actually probably the most, well, those things I just described are probably the most important parts of it. You have to be patient, and you have to be able to consistently pull off certain moves that are required to complete a run.
Right.
So I do respect the fact that people are able to do that, but for me, that is something that's completely different from, playing the game normally. And it's something that I would think most speedrunners would agree with.
Like, I could say this. Since I've played Legend of the Gay a few times now, I will say I could probably beat it faster than I did when I first played the game. But that doesn't mean I want to speedrun it. It just means that now that I know the game better, I could run through it a lot faster. But that doesn't mean I want to speedrun the game, exactly, yeah.
No, of course. Well, that's the thing for
Not saying
me, that just as like a one-off, I decided to do that speedrun of Orphan, as I called it. And I always thought it was kind of a joke, because the fact of the game is, it's not really a game that you could speedrun for the most part, because with the way Orphan works, and I kind of did this thing where I try to calculate it, there's like 6 hours of cutscene in Orphan that can't be skipped. Like you have to kind of watch it all. There's not really like a button that lets you skip them and like do whatever else. And
Didn't
when
you
I played,
find, though, that sorry, go ahead.
and when I played Orphan
this is-
itself, you want to say whatever it is, Mike? Go ahead.
Okay, I'm so sorry, but
It's all right.
I just remember with Orphan, one of the things you told me was one of the fights can actually be skipped. And I
That's
was
true.
like,
There's
really?
like 2 of them
Yeah.
actually, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember you trying it on stream, and it was really awesome.
Well, what's funny is when I tried to do it for like the speedrun attempt that I called it anyway, it I wasn't able to do it then, but I actually did it just now when I was playing it for just fun on my other
Right.
stream that I did like last week or whatever. I was able to like jump over like the little thing that would trigger it. And I didn't even know, like, because I couldn't remember where it was at the time. So I was able to pull it off completely without even meaning to, like, without trying all that hard. And I just thought that was amusing. Because that's kind of like my
Right.
luck in things in general. It's like, okay, I'm not even really trying to do it, but I was able to pull it off this time. Anyway, what was I going on about? Okay. So yeah, with Orphan, it's like 6 hours of cutscene, maybe 5 hours. I could be exaggerating a little bit. It probably is fairness closer to 4 to 5 hours of like cutscene, and then like the main storyline where you're actually doing gameplay could be completed in as little as about like 2 hours, I think it was, or like 2.5 hours of like when you're actually doing inputs in the game. So you know, it's just like a funny thing to me because you're spending far more time actually having to play the game and do all that stuff. Well, no, scratch it. It's the reverse. There's far more time you're just watching the game and not able to do anything than the time you're actually playing. So it's just like a funny thing to think of when you're like trying to speedrun a game. And to me, it doesn't make much sense doing it that way when a game is mostly cutscene like that.
Yeah.
And that's something with where I'm sure you remember the Chris Tenarium, the guy that I would do the streams with in the past, right?
Right.
Like he went on to, instead of doing like the visual novels and stuff that we were both kind of doing at that point in time, the thing that he went on to doing was Final Fantasy speedruns. I think specifically
Yeah.
it's like Final Fantasy X. And he has a lot of patience to be doing that, because I was like watching like some of his early ones anyway, and they were like 10-hour things where like all you were doing is basically playing Final Fantasy X and like having to sit through it all to beat the game. Like I can kind of understand stuff like Mario, right? Where the original Super Mario Brothers, like you could beat that in like it's like 5 minutes or maybe even less to beat Super Mario Brothers in a speed run.
Right.
So I can understand doing that, but like having to do something for 10 hours, or I think he even like whittled down his time to me. It's like 9 or something. I don't know exactly what it is because I don't really understand the Final Fantasy X speedrunning community and like what it actually is to like beat the game and the different modes that they consider it. You know, I'm completely ignorant on that stuff. But either way, it's like a huge time investment, and I can't fathom doing it. So, like, I'm kind of impressed just by like the fact that some people are able to do that.
I think I actually impressed one of my, it was either my niece or my nephew that, and I played the original Super Mario Bros. And I played it like a speedrunner instead of, you know, like the original way the game was supposed to be played, where you just run through it as fast as possible, like hold Y and right the whole time.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh my god, that's so amazing! And like, how are you doing that? Like, you haven't died once." And I'm like, well, one, I've played this a lot, and two, I just copy stuff that I've seen online, where if you jump at just the right point, you win the game, basically.
Yeah.
Apocalypse isn't so bad.
Well, the thing I will say about speedrunning is that it's something that it's actually different from playing a game quickly to speedrunning, because speedrunning involves having to have advanced knowledge of certain techniques and things that you have to do to, like, for you to play Mario quickly, like even that probably took you like what 10 minutes to beat.
Oh yeah, something like that, probably.
Like a speed run of it, like an actual speed run, it's probably even under 5 minutes. It could even be like down to like 2 minutes or something. And hey,
Right.
Isabel, how are things going with you? We're doing well here.
Well, hope you're doing well.
We're just kind of talking about a bunch of different topics today.
Yeah, just having lots of fun, you know.
Have you ever watched a speed run, Isabel? Or tried one even, maybe? Oh, should I already checked this guy for...
They saying you.
I need to go fly to the other trader. That's right, the Turn the Quest. That's at the other one. I have to remind myself what to do. But I guess Phantom as well, or anyone else in the chat who has been lurking. If you enjoy speedruns, if you watch speedruns. Oh, that's you, Mike. I thought like that was a zombie down there. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Oh, no. I mean, I always say when I first started watching YouTube, before I knew Let's Plays were a thing, I used to watch speedruns. Because I was like, oh, this is neat. I can watch people play games that I've played in the past. And I can see them play it fast and see what they did to be able to do that. And then once I found out that Let's Plays were a thing, I just stopped watching speedruns.
Yeah. Now I forget Isabel. Because I have one of those memories. Were you someone that also watched a lot of Chris Tenarium stuff back in the day? It's hard for me to remember like what certain things people have joined from. And I know at one point we had a lot of people who were like, cross viewers of the two of us. I don't remember if you were from that as well, or you kind of came along afterwards.
I still say my favorite thing though is what brought me to your. Well, actually, it was you got brought to my channel, and then I found out about your channel after that. Was that guy coming in, watching my Orphan, and then watching your videos and being like, you're talking shit about Orphan. Like, you should go watch MikeMoneyGMR. He talks great about it. And you're just like, what?
Well, I do want to clarify a little bit on that story. Because, to be fair, he is accurate that I was talking a lot of trash about the game in the intro. That's just how I am in general. I like to talk trash about things, even if it's things I enjoy. And, I can't blame him for feeling that way. And I think, of course, Mike, you do have a very good Let's Play of Orphan that is probably a lot more respectful of the game than I was, especially in the first part that I did. And that guy in question, his name was WWE Guitar Hero. And the funny thing about it is, when I did the Orphan speedrun, he actually did come back, and I think he left a comment on that.
Nice.
And I think he actually did say something nice, so, I mean, I don't have anything against the guy. I just thought it was funny.
Me neither. I still look back on it like it was...
Yeah, it was one of the funnier things that happened.
Yeah.
And in terms of trolls, I mean, I don't even consider that a troll, really. I mean, it was just kind of like a funny comment.
No.
It doesn't even get up there close in the terms of people that have done like anything negative or said anything, in a criticizing way. Oh, so you never heard of him? Okay, that's funny. Yeah, because we did a lot of stuff together at one point. You probably did come along to some of the later visual novels after we stopped doing things together, like the Danganronpa stuff. I'm guessing then, and like what Soul Set, some of the stuff around then. Or you just found it like after the fact. Because I was just mentioning him because he was someone who went from doing, one thing which were visual novels to, he started doing speedruns. And, I mean, okay, hold on. I got encoder overload. Let's see. Well, it's stopped now. We'll see if that's a problem later. Might have just been like a brief thing. Little technical issues every now and then.
Yeah, that's the joy of Streaming.
But essentially, what I was gonna say is that there's like no two genres that you could go from that are like more extreme, like visual novels doing speedruns. I mean, speedruns aren't like a genre. I guess like a genre of content would be more appropriate. Like visual novels are so relaxed, you know. There's like nothing really going on. Like 99% of them anyway. And then speedruns are like high octane. You have to be like on your guard at all times to make sure you don't mess up anything. Otherwise, you like waste a 10-hour stream you did essentially because of one mistake. And that's another reason I could never get into that. Like for me, that is so heartbreaking, and you have to like get used to that very quickly because it's gonna happen all the time when you're doing a speedrun. That you'll be like doing something, then all of a sudden after like 5 hours of like a 10-hour run, something might just happen completely randomly that screws you over, and you have to start all over, or you know, just give up for the day and try again some other day.
Right.
And that I wouldn't be able to get past, in all honesty.
Another funny thing that I remember seeing was there was a YouTuber I used to watch. I don't think they still post, but they had a series called Drunk Craft, and it was Minecraft, but he would always be, you know, drunk while playing it. And I was just like, wow. I mean, to each their own, I guess, you know.
Yeah, Mike, I heard a zombie near.
In here.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think I heard one just as I was flying by. I'm like, what's that? Oh yeah, Magical Diary and Dandelion? Okay, yeah, then you probably just ended up watching them like after they were out for a few years. Or you just like never ended up watching the streams that I did with Chris. I mean, they were on... Actually, I don't remember if we did them on Twitch or YouTube. He was always a Twitch guy, so I think they may have been on Twitch. Unless I streamed the ones that I did on YouTube. Because I may have streamed them on YouTube and he may have streamed them on Twitch. That's all a long time ago now. You know, it's funny. I mean, when did we do that? Was it like 2014? So it's been like about 9 years, maybe 8 years. It might have been 2015. Can't remember exactly when. Jeez, doesn't that make you feel old thinking about that?
A lot of things make us all feel old, let's be real.
Yeah, sure, fair enough. I might have to turn down the settings for this a little bit. I'll do it when I get to the thing, because it has a little bit of encoder load every now and then. It's funny, because it wasn't really like an issue earlier on in the stream, but now it is. Yeah, the funny thing about that, Isabel, is because both me and Chris played those games, Magical Diary and Dandelion. And, I think he kind of ended up rage quitting Dandelion because he got sick of it after a while. The FPS currently is at 83 as we're flying overhead, 96. But it jumps around a lot. I was going to do some kind of a video where I tested out performance, but I haven't gotten around to that yet. The thing about the game is it's so dependent on different settings. I also changed my settings a little bit to try to see Mike, so that probably may have an effect on the fact that, you know, there's been more encoder lag and the game's dipping in performance a bit more. I should probably have changed those from what I did before.
Right.
But there was a scene just a little while ago where I was trying to clear out a big building for a quest. And when I was doing that, it dipped down to actually as low as the 30s. Could have been even lower, but I was busy trying not to die, so I may have missed it if it went even lower than that. Oop. Oh, great. Isabel says, I saw those videos as some of them came out. Might have missed them. Or it was before I started watching. Yeah, that's no problem. I will give each of you a pass. You're not a bad person. You shouldn't feel ashamed if you have to skip some of my videos. I will forgive you. I am a benevolent content creator. Oh, an auto shotgun?
Oh yeah, I forgot that's a thing.
Yeah. I'm definitely taking that over a mining helmet. Let me check this thing out. Holy shit.
That's the thing that has the drum mag on it that looks amazing.
Yeah. So the funny thing is, it does a little bit less damage than the one I have, but it's not too bad. And it looks freaking so much cooler. Magazine size, rounds per minute. Yeah, okay. Oh, I didn't, I forgot to put the mods onto this shotgun here. Oh, I'll have to get them back at home. I'm very merciful. Thank you. I'm very humble, too. Let's not forget that, Isabel. Very humble. Yeah, it did dip down to the 30s. It's how this game is, though. I mean, it doesn't matter what kind of setup you have.
Right.
Though I do almost feel like I had to restart my computer, and I didn't. Because there were other things that were kind of causing me a bit of issues earlier on. So it could be a multitude of issues. Thank you, Isabel.
Maybe next
let's see.
time.
Where can we
Happy
go?
Travels, survivor.
I guess I could check out some of these other traders nearby before going back. So we came out all the way over here. Did I take my, no, I didn't, I guess. Wait, hold on a second. Oh, there it is. It was in my inventory. Looking for my gyrocopter. I will say there have been a couple of points where I thought about kind of going back and taking another look at that podcast we did, just like a one-off reunion thing. I don't know if Chris would be interested or not, though, because he's done a lot of stuff since then that isn't at all related to visual novels. So I wouldn't be surprised if he wouldn't have much of an interest in doing that sort of thing again.
Right.
It would have been just like a one-off thing, and I had a specific idea in mind for it too. That I don't want to say what it is in case that ever does happen. But I think it would have been kind of funny. Maybe one day I'll just send him a message just to see. I haven't really talked to him in a long time either.
Right.
We used to do a couple of things even after we were doing that podcast. It was we did like a couple of other visual novels just like randomly on the side. And you were even there for we would do those like game nights where we'd play certain things. Remember, Mike?
Yeah, I remember that.
We had some good arguments back and forth with all each other during those.
Yeah.
A lot of lies and accusations being thrown around. Oh, that was the point of the game, so I mean, it kind of comes with the territory.
If you're
Right.
under the weather, I've got just what the doctor ordered.
Pissing each other off.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I have a lot of money now, I guess, from doing that other quest. You know what's funny? A lot of what we did back then, like the secret Hitler game, that's what it was called. Remember, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, if you remember. Okay, cool. That is kind of similar to what ended up becoming, in a way, that game you mentioned before, Among Us. Because, like,
Yeah.
that's a game where, like, some people pose as, like, the killers, and then, you know, you have to, like, lie about, like, your role and, like, where you were, like, what you were doing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like a simple, like, card game version of that, essentially. And it was funny to see that,
Oh,
like,
my
that became such a
favorite-
big thing later on.
Thanks for letting me take care
My
of you.
favorite
but-
thing with that
And
game,
tell your
though,
friends.
is Crystal Callie used to play it all the time.
Oh, she did?
She would have, yeah, she would have problems where, like, one of the things you could do in that game is, like, you could teleport from one edge of the map to the other if you were the assassin or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she did it right in front of somebody one time. And the person just goes, "What the fuck?" and runs to the thing, and she couldn't catch him in time. And she's like, "Yeah, yeah, about that." And that's how the game ended.
Oh wow.
I was like, oh my god, that's too funny.
See, that's where you have to have like the good bullshitting game come into play. Because you have to spin it like, oh no, like they're lying. Like this person's trying to throw me under the bus. They're the actual murderer. They're just trying to
Right.
get me killed here. Because that's what you'd have to do in Secret Hitler, right? You would be like, okay, well, I'm giving this guy this card to put in to play that's gonna help me out, but screw everyone else over. Now I have to make it sound like he was the one that did it instead of me. Oh yeah, I had no choice, right? You know, he gave me those cards. I didn't want to put that card down.
Exactly.
You're gonna bounce, Phantom? All right. Well, thank you very much for stopping by, and I also want to thank you for helping us with some of the troubleshooting that we did. It's all very much appreciated. And you go and have yourself a good night. If I don't hear from you in the near future, yeah, you take care of yourself. I don't know if I'm gonna be doing another stream later this week or not. Well, we'll see. It may not be until next week. I was gonna do more streaming this week, but it didn't end up really working out. I was doing some other stuff. Ended up getting distracted. I did like that one test we did this a couple of days ago, I guess, and that was about it. So no other games, unfortunately. Try to land here without doing too much of a scene. Whoa. Yeah, that looks like a good landing, right, guys?
Great weather we've been having.
Oh yeah, the weather's lovely here. It's actually still pretty cool around here, even though now it's supposed to be in the springtime. Waiting for it to actually warm up.
Yeah, it actually finally started warming up around here.
I know, because you had your allergies.
Consider, yeah, 60, 65 degrees is warm. It still rained a little bit and stuff that made it get colder again, but other than that, it's not too bad.
Well, you've sounded a lot better today. I haven't noticed any kind of symptoms from you.
I still have a little bit of what I call, well, it's chest
fever?
congestion, but I call it throat congestion
Oh,
because,
okay.
like, you know, it makes you have that kind of deeper voice.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, you barely notice it.
No, yeah, I definitely noticed it the other week. But this week I haven't really noticed anything from you, so... Yeah, even if you haven't noticed it, we have. I think I heard you sneezing a couple times last week. I really haven't noticed it this time.
Yeah, I'm trying to hold back on that a little bit.
Oh, okay.
At work today, I was trying to replicate a sound that somebody made, and I accidentally, like while trying to replicate the noise, I accidentally like snorted a little bit, and like snot came out of my nose. I was like, I am so sorry, and she started laughing. She goes, no, that makes it even funnier, honestly, that somebody got so mad that they like shot snot out of their nose. And I'm like, oh, at least you see the humor in it, I guess.
You see, you also could have played off like you're trying to do a Dark Side Phil impersonation. Look, guys,
Right.
I really need to pay my bills this week. I haven't got a single tip last hour. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. You guys just want me to starve? It's been really up and down. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Isabel. Oh, you mean the weather? Okay. Yeah, I think it's mostly just been like still chilly for now, which I mean I'm fine with. It was actually warm for most of the winter season.
Yeah,
Well,
I was
not warm,
telling,
but you know, it wasn't freezing anyway.
I was telling Try at one point, everyone at work was all like down and out because it had been basically non-stop raining for a little bit, it felt like, and like cloudy and dreary outside. And so everyone was like, ah, woe is us, like the weather needs to get better so that we can be happier.
Fool.
Aw.
I remember the days when dogs were actually dangerous. Pepper Ridge Farm remembers. Now you just shoot them with a shotgun and you have nothing to worry about.
You know what's funny? That thing about pepper starts to remind me because, like, as you get older, you kind of like notice the prices of things more. So like the other day we needed like hamburger buns and like Emily just picks them up just quickly, and it was like the Pepperidge Farm. I'm like, oh yeah, Pepperidge Farm is cool. But then I'm like, I'm curious. I looked at the price. I'm like, oh yeah, these are like twice as expensive as like just like the normal like store-bought hamburger buns we usually get. And I'm like, yeah.
Just
Well,
get the fuck out of here.
in my household, it's mostly my sister-in-law that feels this way. We buy the high fructose corn syrup free ones, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And they tend to actually be, depending on which brand you get, tend to be a little bit more expensive. So it's like, depending on like, oh, do you buy the cheap ones that are going to have this poison in it, as everyone says, or are you going to get the ones that cost just a little bit more but are considered healthy?
Now, what is it that's the high fructose, whatever it is in it?
So, you know the super corn in this game that's like considered inedible?
Yeah.
That's what high fructose corn syrup basically is made out of.
Oh, is it? Okay. I've heard that the term
Yeah.
a lot, but I didn't know exactly what it was actually supposed to be.
Basically,
know.
like, people always say for years that it's a corn that's inedible on its own, but when processed into a type of sugar, it's actually edible. And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that exactly.
That's interesting. Maybe I should like dive into that rabbit hole at some point. Yes. Check that out. I've never really kind of researched that sort of stuff about food all that much, to be honest. Like the different ingredients. I have heard that thing they say about like how in diet sodas they have the
yeah.
replacement for sugar that's supposed to actually be somehow worse for you. It's like, yeah, it'll help you from putting on some extra pounds, but it's supposed to like mess with your brain to some degree. Like it'll cause, I don't know exactly what it's supposed to be, but it's supposed to be like harmful in some way.
Well, that's also like MSG for the longest time has been said that it's like really bad for you. And
Yeah, I've heard
people
that
have
too.
said, I've eaten it for years and I've never had any issues, so I don't know what they're talking about. I mean, like, it's in potato chips. That's like what people recognize it the most as. It's in your typical Lay's potato chips.
Thanks for the
you know?
business.
Yeah.
We're open from dawn to dusk. Since
Like, if you like the sour cream and onion or the cheddar ones, you're eating MSG every day. So, if you can eat that and survive, I'm sure you'll be okay.
I don't know. I don't really have potato chips all that much. Try not to.
I mean, I'm like the type of person that eats them sparingly. Like, if I need a snack, I'll grab them or whatever. But they say if you buy just the regular wavy Lays or, like the fluffy kind, they don't have it in there. So if you're eating those, you're better off than if you're eating like Doritos, for example.
Okay, yeah, I could definitely see that being the case.
But it's just so funny because, I've heard all of these things lately about that where it's like, oh my god, if you eat, Ruffles, you're gonna get sick and die because of this, supposed thing. And I'm like, no, I'm sure you'll be just fine.
Your money is welcome here.
The skyscraper is not where you have the apartments, right? It's not.
No, it is in the skyscraper. Yeah.
Ah, crap! I took a job for the skyscraper. Let's
Oh,
see
really?
if it's-
Oh no.
Let me see if it's the same place.
Hopefully it's not the one in our town. There's some in different towns anyway. I don't know if you can do those instead.
Oh yeah, it's out of town, so we're good.
Okay, good. That'd be funny if you somehow went there and it like reset absolutely everything. God damn it,
Oh,
Mike!
well.
No.
Oh, there
Years
you
of work.
asshole.
If we ain't got what you're
He's
looking
an
for,
asshole.
we can get it.
He's such an asshole. I remember the first time I played that song for my family, they were like, okay, normally I wouldn't like this song just because of that word alone, but no, that's hilarious. I was like, yeah, I used to listen to this song all the time because it's just too freaking funny.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
an
a good
asshole, and I'm proud of it.
one. Exactly. Nope, almost went too vertical there. Let's try to even this up. Yeah, not too much else at this storage. At least we got the ability to make
Pumped
the
up kits,
bullets
and
now.
it's like,
What was that you said?
and you're kind of like, pumped up kicks. You know that song
Pumped
where
up
it's like,
kicks.
basically, depending on who you ask, like each person has a different idea of what the song's about. But the general consistency is this guy is not only getting bullied at school by like the rich people, he's also getting like abused at home, and so he just decides one day he's gonna grab a gun and go back and shoot all the rich people at school. And I
Wait,
was like,
what movie is this again? You said?
it's not a movie, it's a
we are
song.
not
It's called
alone.
Pumped Up Kicks.
Can you sing it? A little bit of it?
Let's see. I'm trying to think of like all the little kids with the pumped up kits that better run, gotta run faster than my gun. All the little kids
yeah,
with the
I kind of remember that.
Yeah,
now. That's like an old.
Yeah, that's
well, not old, but that's like 10 years old, I guess, or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a song about like a
As
shooting.
they
but I don't-
say.
it was very weird. Oh, I had to go to a different building. I meant the right one.
Yeah, it just depends on who you ask. Like, because like, you know, there's some people that'll be like, it's about school shooting, and it's like,
I mean, it seems pretty clear what it's about.
yeah.
I don't know if it's
But, like-
specifically about like Columbine or whatever. It could have been. I'm not sure.
But it just cracks me up because like it used to be my favorite song to listen to, and then like I remember reading that and I was
Well,
like,
we
still
were talking
listening
about
to
that
it.
last week too. Remember, we're going on about songs that like you like, you like the like, not even just the lyrics, but like the way it all sounds together, and you don't even think about the lyrics essentially. Like we talked about
Right,
Third Eye
exactly.
Blind.
Yeah.
I want something else.
To
Meanwhile,
get
it's about
through
crystal
this.
meth.
Yeah. Life. And then I mentioned how that guy posted that song about how he just literally recorded himself as he was trying to cleanse himself from heroin or something.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of songs like that.
And I think at one point, like, he goes, "Cold turkey's got me on the run." And it's just like, ooh. And then, like, the very end of the song is just him, like, screaming in agony, basically, but not, like, really loud. Just, like, he's like, ah, and stuff like that. And it's literally supposed to be him having, like, a huge migraine from the, drugs leaving his system. And I was just like,
Yeah.
holy shit. Now that I know that, like, that just makes that so much creepier.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember, I think when I first saw the thing for that, it's like things like facts about a song that's gonna make it like that's gonna ruin it for you. And I was like, no, it didn't necessarily ruin it for me, but I still was like, oh.
One other song I think of is, I mean, Right, so the original song of this does sound dark to begin with. Would be Hurt by the Nine Inch Nails, which is about like drug addiction, really. And the lyrics are like, oh, I hurt myself today to see if I still feel. And it's about like, oh, the needle stings my
Incoming
skin.
enemies. Prepare
The
for
same
combat.
familiar feel, or stuff like that.
Right.
And like the chorus is like, oh, you know, what have I become? My dearest friend. Everything I know turns to dust in the end, or something like that. So it's like a very depressing
Right.
song. And then like
Yeah.
later on, Johnny Cash covered that song, and he did like a really good job with it. And basically, everyone kind of agrees that like his version of the song became like the definitive version of the song.
Right.
And the idea behind that is Johnny Cash played that when he was like, I don't know how old he was, but it's basically like about a year or two before he died. And it was like one of the last songs he ended up performing. And like in his interpretation, it's kind of like about his like older age and, you know, his life, kind of like dealing with like his addictions as well.
Right.
And then like as an old man, kind of like looking back on it all, and like remembering like the people he lost, like there's pictures of like his dead wife and stuff like that.
Aw.
And if you ever see the music video for it, I would recommend it because it's just like a very it's a very powerful video. And it's probably from like back around like I don't remember like 2003 or 4 or so. Like it's pretty old now.
Right.
You know, Johnny Cash, of course, he's like an old time performer. You know, that song "Ring of Fire" and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I still listen to that song. I go down in the burning ring of fire. As I go down, 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 the flames grow higher. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire. The ring of fire.
All right, Isabel, you take care. Have a good one.
I mean, it really is a good song.
Yeah.
I love, though, how on Spotify it's considered a love song, apparently. And I was like, I don't know about that.
No. All right, now, and the funny thing I have to say about that, and I don't remember if this is actually like something that happened or if this was just like a joke everyone made. But wasn't that song like used for like a certain commercial that was, and it has like an infamous reputation now?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
it was.
This is going back a long
what you're
time.
talking about.
Yeah.
Yep. No, you're absolutely correct about infamous reasons behind it.
All right, for those of you guys who probably are too young to remember and are curious, so the song was used in a commercial for a certain product dealing with let's just say a painful ailment involving a sensitive and private body part.
I've got a bad
Right.
feeling
And I'm
about this.
probably gonna leave it at that. Something that'll kind of change the way you think of a ring of fire, essentially.
Yeah. I also remember that a meme that came up where it was for Taco Bell too.
Well, yeah. That'll definitely do it to you, I guess.
Yep. And I remember when I first saw that meme, I was like, oh god. I was like, come on.
It's so funny. With Taco Bell, I've never really gone there except for like a time period in high school when
Right.
like my friends, we'd all go out for lunch. and so we'd end up like going there because they wanted to. And the only like saving grace for me was that it was like a Taco Bell and I forget, was it like Pizza Hut? No, not Pizza Hut. It was like one of those pizza places. Maybe it was Pizza Hut. I don't remember. So like you get pizza there as well, essentially.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, okay, like I'll get the pizza, I guess. Like that's fine. I really don't want the tacos from here though, or any of the other things they normally would have.
Like even now, I can honestly say
Meds,
that I am
drugs, booze.
definitely not a
got
fan
it
of
all.
Taco Bell either.
And it's kind of funny because back then, like, I wouldn't really have tacos to begin with because it didn't really like appeal to me. But then I did end up like actually having like normal, like, you know, homemade tacos essentially. But I just never have gone to Taco Bell to eat there because I don't know, it has such a reputation. I guess that's the most
It's too bad I couldn't help you.
the biggest reason.
Well, maybe next time. Thanks for the business. Stay safe out there.
Have you ever been a big fan of like a particular fast food chain, Mike? Where you're like, oh yeah, like this one's like the best or whatever.
Like, basically, what was my favorite one to go to for the longest
Yeah, I
time, for
guess.
example? Really, McDonald's used to be like my favorite place to go to.
Okay, yeah.
On occasion. Now I would say it's more like either Sonic or like if I had to choose like a burger place, the one I've been going to a lot would have to be a toss-up between either Tucker's or Five Guys because they're just like a lot friendlier people at those, in my opinion.
Well, that's good. Now, what's that first one? Tucker's, is that like a local thing?
It might be a local thing. It's called the Onion Burger Place. So like they actually cook burgers that have onions, like you know, minced up onions in the burger. And so yeah, I think it's more of a local thing I've heard, but it's actually really delicious. And they have this thing called the Mother Tucker, and every time you order it, they say, "Shut your mouth."
Shut your mouth, Mother Tucker.
That's right. It's like one of those just funny little things that you're just like, oh my god, really?
Alright, that is amusing.
And from like the times that I've gone, like I've only heard like 3 people actually order one, so it's not like the most popular item on the menu, but every now and then you'll get a person that just orders it for the giggles, you know?
Yeah, I can understand that, I guess. Yeah, when I was a kid, I guess I would say McDonald's was probably like the main thing that I went to. I think I've
Still
mentioned it
love it,
before, but
though.
my grandparents would take me there like every Friday because like that was the day they would watch me, and
Right.
I always went there after school because there's one like right nearby.
Yeah, my dad used to take me and my brother all the time to McDonald's after his soccer practice or whatever. And we would go and get like either a milkshake or if it was lunchtime, a burger or whatever. Like if it was like really close to lunch or dinner time at that point. Just kind of varied how late practice went. It's just like, oh, okay. But yeah, my favorite thing though is I mentioned to somebody around here about Burger King. And our Burger King actually, like most of them actually went out of business.
Oh, really?
And I told one of my friends about that. And when I told them that, they were like, oh, well, you know why that happened, right? And I was like, no, why? And they're like, well, because Burger King is fucking disgusting. Like, he said it exactly like that. And I was like, okay. I mean, you're allowed to have that opinion.
I think when I was younger, maybe it was my parents, they preferred Burger King. So I think we used to go to the Burger King around here a lot at one point.
Right.
And the thing with these fast food places is that they sometimes change their menus, or they change the recipes of things slightly so it can change the taste. And at one point they kind of preferred more of one, then later on they preferred more of the other, it seemed. And then like we never really went to Burger King again at a certain point. I don't know why exactly that was at the time. I guess like this guy would say it's because it's disgusting. That's
like,
funny.
Honestly, I've been to Burger King a few times, and like I wouldn't say it was disgusting, but I wouldn't say it's like the best either. Like I would just say like, you know, it's passable. But like there was people that you would say that to, and they'd be like, well, if it's passable, that means it's disgusting. And I'm like, to each their own? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I never really felt all that strongly about it either way.
Right.
I mean, the main one that I had a negative association with was Taco Bell. Like, that's the one I always kind of thought of and like, oof, like, I don't want to have that. Like, it sounds like a bad time.
For me, the reason why I didn't like it is I had like a really bad experience with it one time where not only did they get my order wrong, but when I told them that they got my order wrong, they said, well, you just don't remember what you ordered. And I just stared at them and I was like, what? And they're like, obviously, this is that you gave me. So clearly it's not what I ordered.
Wow.
And they're like, well, and I was like, well, can you tell me what it is? And they're like, I was like, exactly. Give me my order.
It's almost so funny that, you know, oh wait, I have a bit more encoding lag. Let me see if I can change that now. Let's see. I meant to do it before, but then it wasn't really causing an issue, so I just didn't bother. I think I hear a zombie slapping somewhere on the base. I'll have to go check that out in a second. Alright, let's see if this makes any difference. Alright, okay. Yeah, I think everyone has had some kind of experience, probably multiple ones, depending on how often you've eaten at these places, with fast food places and the customer service there.
Right.
I don't really have anything in particular that I remember all that much, but there was this one time I was working, and it was one of these summer jobs I was doing. So my boss there, you know, I was going out to get lunch, and I kind of asked them if they wanted anything, and they were like, oh, okay, you know. And like, I'm going to the McDonald's here, you know, what do you want? And, you know, I just like wrote down quickly like what they said so I wouldn't forget.
Right.
And, you know, I get to the place and I went to order it. Now, I hadn't been eating a lot of fast food at this time. I forget how old I was. I think it was in college, so probably like 19 or so maybe. And I get to the McDonald's, whatever, and I asked for the meal, and, you know, the name of the thing they asked for, it ended up being like whatever it was that they served at Burger King instead of McDonald's. So like whatever. I asked for, instead of like the Big Mac, I asked for like, oh, like the like this Whopper or whatever, and they just like kind of stared at me, and I'm like, what? And they're like, no. And I'm like, no, what? Like, we don't serve that here. I'm like, wait, what do you mean? And they're like, we don't serve that here. I'm like, huh? And then I kind of like look at the menu, and I'm like, oh yeah, like they're called Big Macs here. I'm like, well, what would like the equivalent to that be? Because I'm not really, like, I'm guessing it's just like a standard like burger. Like, I don't know, like the Whopper. It might have been like a special like version of the Whopper that is like had something on it, and like I don't know. I'm like, what would the equivalent be here? And they're just like, we don't have an equivalent here for that. And I'm just like, are you being fucking serious right now? Like, I just want to get a fucking burger for my boss, and you're gonna be like a
Right.
fucking dick because I don't know, like, the right
What it's
terminology to use for your
actually
burger.
called, yeah.
And like, I was so pissed off. But I'm just like, all right, well, just give me the fucking Big Mac then, I guess. Like, whatever.
Right.
Like, oh, what do you want on it? I'm like, I don't know, like whatever the standard one is. Because
Right.
like they wanted like a specific thing from like the other place, but like I guess they got mixed up too. So like I got
Right.
to like the stuff and the food, and then I left, and like I told my boss that, and they were just kind of like laughing, like, oh my god, like I can't believe like they gave you a hard time over that, and they were just fine with whatever it was I got them, like they didn't really mind, of course, but it was just like a funny story.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, well, I guess I'm not going back there again because they're assholes there. At least this
Yeah.
one person was.
Like my local Taco Bell, I didn't go there for literal years because of them being assholes like that about. And like my favorite part is the guy tried to bring a manager, so to speak, right? But the manager was like his buddy, you could tell. And it turned out the guy who got my order wrong was probably loaded up on marijuana. Like, I'll just be completely honest. And so he was like so out of it that when we told him that he had the order wrong, he told his buddy, who he said was the manager, he goes, "They're trying to fucking rip me off, man. You need to do something. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna like flip out on blah blah blah." I'm just
Oh
like,
my god.
what the hell is this guy's problem? Like, what
Yeah,
the
he's
fuck
definitely
is going on?
something. I just want to
Yeah.
get my food, dude. I'm not trying to like fucking fight you. Like, calm the fuck down.
Right?
And it's funny because I think a lot of people don't understand, just how important customer service is like that. Because just one person working at a place can like ruin someone's experience to the point like that, where like a customer doesn't want to go back anymore because of the
Right.
way like they basically were made to feel. Let's go with that for now. And I always just think of that because there's a lot of people who like posting like the customer support like stories or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, but there's always like two sides to every story, like, and you have to wonder about some of these things that people tell. Like, I'm sure there are a lot of
Right.
cases of, customers being annoying, but then I could tell you just so many stories about employees like that who cause issues, and I would say like probably 99% of them are fine, but every now and then
Right.
you go there often enough, you're gonna run into that like part of the 1% that don't know what the fuck they're doing,
Yeah.
or they know what they're doing but they don't give a shit.
Exactly.
They're just like in a sour mood, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna take it out on everyone I see.
Exactly.
I really need to try out the shotgun on something. Curious to see how it's gonna work. 17 rounds. Oh my god. I should see if I could find someone real quick. Did you go to the that quest with the tower you had somewhere?
I tried and then nearly died, so I was like, I need to get out of here.
Oh, you
As you can
abandoned it?
Yeah. Well, I like didn't even start it because I saw that it was nighttime, and then like literally the town is just
full of zombies because I'm in the, what is that place called? The
The radiated wasteland?
wasteland. Yeah.
Ah. Well, if you want someone to help you with the quest, I could go there and do it with you since you helped me with the other one. Whenever you go
Well,
to
I
make a
gotta
second run
find
of it.
yeah, I gotta find a spot to try to safely land and heal.
I could bring some extra healing and stuff, I guess. Let's see.
Yeah, I got a sprain, so I can't heal that, unfortunately.
Okay, I'll bring some casts along. Let me get some extra waters in case. Probably gonna use a bunch. Let's see, vitamins. I'll bring splint stage in case. Drones are empty, right? Oh, fuck, they're not empty. Alright, let me quickly empty them out. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw in the thing downstairs real quick. Eventually I'll get this all sorted out, I promise, guys.
Right.
well. Shadowcat would not be pleased seeing all this disorganization.
Right.
Even you are filled with stuff as well. This other drone. Why is this over here? Put that over there. There we go. Where's my... Oh, there's my other drone. Alright, that should be good. I'll just bring some extra food with me. Do I have repair
Good
kits?
idea.
I do. Do you need extra food or water as well?
Oh. I apparently got infected, so I ate some honey that I had on me.
Oh, I should bring some extra, let's see. Just in case, I'll bring the herbal antibiotics. I'll get some extra ammo just in case. Probably not gonna need it. Oh, you know what I want to bring with me? I have some.
Yeah, I heard that.
What happened? You hear my my voice giving out midway?
Yeah. I hate
Oh,
that.
thanks. Let's see if we can get over there. Come on, take off. There we go. That was a close one. I think I got a little bit of everything for healing, so we should be good. In case you need any of it.
Good. I'm just hiding by a copy of our house, basically.
Oh, really?
Right now. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Yeah, the towers
to
can be
use
a
up
pain
a
to do on your own.
Had to
What were you
use
gonna
up a
say?
lot of my ammo to survive while outside the tower.
So yeah, you weren't even able to make it in the tower. That's funny.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, I think the other one I did was just on the grassland too, so doing it in the wasteland is gonna be tough. We'll have to see. It was a 2-person job, I guess. I wonder if my mic's a little bit quieter than usual. Maybe it's just sitting a little bit further away, like you do sometimes.
Possibly.
Yeah, I'm really glad we went with the upgraded vehicle speed, because even with the upgrade speed, it does take a while to get out there.
Right.
With how far away you are this time. So is the tower located in like the middle of like a bunch of other buildings? And that's why it was so tough?
Yeah, I was in the middle of a town.
Alright, so I'm gonna be approaching your location soon.
I
If
see
you want to get in the air, I'll like follow you to wherever we're gonna be going to. Oh, or you can do that. See on the map where it shows up. Oh, have to start flying because I'm gonna lose momentum. Oh, and it's foggy, so I'm not gonna be able to see you. Shit. Foggy, rainy, and dark.
Yeah, I'm like 300 meters away from it right now, but
I can't even
that's
see where
only
you are.
because
Like I can see you on the compass, but I can't really see anything else right now. I'm gonna start going to the tower because I can't really see where you are. I can't even see how far up I am or how far down I may be. I have no idea. This is awful. Wait, maybe I could cheat. Let's see. Can I do that weather thing again? Let's see.
oh god, here I go again.
There. Okay. Oh, I can see it now. Well, it's getting foggy. It like went right back to being foggy. It's right below me. But I'm still pretty high
I'm
in
in
the air.
danger. Oh shit, please reload faster. I'm trapped. I don't have my vehicle up. And there's just enemies just spawning around me. I'm just gonna head your way and
Master,
hope for the
we are not
best.
alone.
I didn't know you were walking on foot.
No, I had to get out of my vehicle because, oh. Good.
I tried to get down to help you because I didn't know exactly where you were. There you
There
are.
you are. Good. Phew. Like I said, I was nowhere near the thing because I got chased away because of how many
Coming
zombies there
enemies,
were.
prepare for conflict.
It is like Doom Hell on Earth.
Yeah.
This radiant city. Alright, let's make our way over. Deal with these assholes.
Stop hitting me through the wall.
Yeah, I think what we should have done is you should have taken off on your gyrocopter, and then we both would just flew directly to the building. That probably would have helped out.
Yeah, I'm not very good at like taking off while under fire.
Where are we at? Alright, still have a little bit further to go. Do you need to take anything for healing right now?
Oh, there's some more enemies over there. Oops, I missed. I got one. Good job.
There we go. Now's not the time to be
Alright, now
playing
this is
around with the
where the-
crossbow.
This is where the quest is.
All right.
Ah,
Oh, this is the different tower, Higashi.
Yep.
All right, we'll see how this is. I haven't done this one yet.
Oh, did I bring repair kits? Yes, I did. Good. Alright. Alright. Now all I have to do is clear it, so that's the best part.
Huh, so far it's empty.
Locked door.
My senses have picked up something.
Here comes some more.
Get some. Hey,
Alright,
it's daytime for
daytime.
you at least.
Make
I'm
it a
gonna
little
Leroy
bit
Jenkins
easier.
it up here. See how it is. Most of these guys are still runners because it's one of these harder missions.
Right.
There we go.
Incoming enemies. Prepare for conflict.
Nice.
Cleared out this lobby at least, so that's not too bad.
Right.
Master, we are not alone.
Where are they?
One more minute, my sprained arm will heal. That's good.
How do we get further up from here? I'm trying to look around. If you're there. Oh, did you find something? No, it's just
A
the...
little bit of stuff in here.
No, I mean, I'm looking... Oh, here's the way up. Okay. I'm gonna go up ahead.
Go for it.
Yep. Got all manner of hellish things up here.
Nice.
Whoa, I fell. I'm make sure you weren't getting screwed by me falling down there.
Yeah, just close the door just real quick.
There we go.
Incoming enemies. Prepare for conflict.
You're dead.
Master, we are not alone.
Okay, good. My arm is finally cured. Okay.
Nice.
now I can do whatever I want. Which means I can shoot
The world
them
is your
all to death.
playground. How'd I get in here? There we go.
And nothing here. Nothing here.
The chem lab. Interesting.
Nice. Human resources. That's too funny. Okay.
Incoming enemies. Prepare for conflict.
And that is satisfying.
Yeah, I could get used to the shotgun.
Oh, okay, through the bathroom.
Yeah, there's like a weird way to get over here. Hey,
Hello.
someone's still back here, it sounds like. Where are they? Heard someone moaning. They could be further up ahead or something. It's hard to tell, it's a maze.
Right. Hidden crate. Where's my axe? There it is. Yeah.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is where the game's dipping down to like 30 frames per second right now. It's always in scenes like this.
Aha.
Smash and bash.
Oh, okay. That was close.
Oh,
I
yeah,
fell,
frame rate's in
but
like the 20s. There we go.
I fell off the building, but thankfully I caught the
damn.
lip on the way down.
Yeah, that's happened to me before with the other tower that I was in. Where I started
I
falling
found
down.
the way you're like technically supposed to go. And then I was like, oh, once you make this jump apparently, and easier said than done.
I guess so. I've been taking care of some buddies over here.
Right.
Oh, there's my drone. Okay, I want to give you some stuff. Oh, I could just combine these. How are you doing with the health, Mike? You got enough healing items and all that?
Oh yeah, I'm all healed up now, basically.
Okay, good. Oh, wow. It's gonna be a ton of guys. And a 4. For good measure.
Well, I had a white.
Oh. I only had like a dozen zombies.
Yep.
All in the same room.
There. Chem storage. Okay.
Oh, here's a bunch more assholes.
Incoming enemies. Prepare for conflict.
Very satisfying sound.
Looks like you've caught up just about.
Had to take a very rudimentary way to get here, but yeah, it worked out.
Oh no, you're still like a floor below, it looks like. It's almost there though. Actually, I'm not sure where to go from here right now. Maybe there's a different way. Nah, it has to be further this way. I'm supposed to miss something.
Okay, so
Go
this is
right.
the way to go.
This way leads to a dead end, but... Oh wait, is this... No, that's glass. The hell? Oh, we can climb this ladder in the elevator shaft. There we go. Hopefully you could find this way.
Hopefully.
The trials room. Come on guys, wake up if you're around. Oh, here we go. Not too bad for the low frame rate we're playing at right now. If I may compliment myself.
Right.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Ooh, nice.
4x4 truck chassis schematic.
The full thing? Oh, the schematic. Okay. I think I already
Yeah.
have the schematic for it. If we found the
I'm
full
just
chassis, that would have been awesome.
Right. In a backpack. Yeah, that would be very awesome to find that in a backpack. I'd be like, this is impressive. More bugs. You're gonna just clear the whole layer on your own because I keep getting lost.
Yeah, it's a little bit confusing. I will admit. You know what I could do? Let's see here. See if I can catch up to where you are so I could help show you the way as they said in what was it, Sonic?
Right.
Oh, there you are. Yeah, we go up this way.
Okay.
That's funny. I fell down. Oh god. I almost fell down to my. Oh, be careful up there. You could fall easily. Just in
Right.
case you didn't realize from that. Was there something there?
Okay. No, I was
Right.
just checking.
There's a window. I already checked this place. I was further ahead.
Okay.
So we got this window. To come around into another window. Then let's see.
Aha.
Yeah, we're basically where I was at this point.
Okay.
Ah. Are you getting distracted, Mike?
A little bit. Cutting down the bodies.
Oh, you're checking like each and every little thing, huh?
A little bit.
I see.
I have full inventory. I don't know why I'm bothering.
I know. I wonder how many floors we have left. Oh, here's the roof already.
Oh, there's-
Oh my god, look at all this. Look at all this loot.
Right. Let's see.
I'll put on the lucky goggles so maybe we'll get better loot if I look at it. Oh. Let's see. Nah, I was hoping it'd give us a rare thing, but nah. It's mostly ammo.
Master, we are not alone.
Maybe they were set to spawn when we open that. I didn't even get stuff out of it yet. Bird. Oh, there's a lot more falling out here. Hey, dog.
Yep.
Oh, I see that bird somewhere. Okay, I have to heal up. Son of a bitch, it actually hurt me. There's another bird. An urchin, I guess, too. Come on, hit the button thing. There we go. Do you still have more zombies to kill? Did it say if you, oh wait, things just spawn around me. Okay.
Yep.
I was literally on the ceiling, on the rooftop, and they just spawned the zombies right next to me. Very nice game.
Right.
Definitely appreciate that.
All these things are just wood. Okay. I like this little fire pit thing. Like, I like how they designed that.
Oh yeah? Let's see.
Yeah, check it out. See, like, they
Oh,
have
this is
like,
pretty cool.
it polished, then that little campfire on top.
I like this. Yeah, it's a nice building too.
Gotta admit, stuff like that is very clever. Oh, now it says return to trainer, by the way. I'm
All
gonna
right, so
check
we
up
got
here
'em
just
all.
to see if anything got left up here that needs to be checked. No, good. Alrighty. Why do I feel like that ladder right there is just a death trap?
Probably is.
Actually, let's see. With parkour all the way leveled up,
You gonna try
get a
jumping
sprained or
down?
broken leg. Oh yeah, it says never get a sprained or broken leg while falling. So that's
You
why
can
I didn't break my leg.
Yeah, you could still die though if you fall too far. Like I fell out of my gyrocopter that one time.
Yeah. Taking the shortcut down a little bit though.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my own.
Stupidest
I'm gonna take a shortcut down too. Let's see if this works.
Yeah, little fire guy, come over here.
There we go. I just took off from the building in my gyrocopter.
Good job. Alright, I need to find a takeoff area. I think this will work.
I'm just hovering around to see if you get in any trouble while you're down there.
Nah, I'm good now.
The end is here, repent.
There we go. Freedom. Whew. Yay, just like that, it's a little sunshiny. Woohoo!
Yeah, it's always nice to
Yeah.
Incoming enemies. Prepare for conflict.
Because you're flipping out. Come on.
Yeah, flying's probably not good with the lag, I guess.
All right. Probably get back to the base and then call it.
Yeah, that's why I
that.
came over. I'm like, if he's doing the mission, then it's gonna take him forever to do it if he's on his own. So that's why I felt like I had to come
Right.
by to help out.
I don't blame you.
Oh, you're back again, Value? Good to see you again. Yeah, not lurking this time. You were busy with other things. It's all good. Well, you came back just to see the end. So it's all good. I had to finish, well, I had to help Mike finish a quest. That way he'd be able to leave on time.
Yeah, I would have gotten lost forever doing it.
Well, that's the case with these things. They're much easier to do with other people around. Watch your back.
Exactly.
I just want to see if there's anything cool looting here since I saw this all flying over. Alright, nothing too special.
It's funny though, with the thing that lets you go a little bit faster, it does feel like you actually slow down tremendously if you let go of the accelerator thing, you know, or whatever.
Oh yeah, that is the case with it. Absolutely.
There we go. Kind of a rough landing, but not bad. Alright, nothing in there. Pick it up. Alright. Oh, wee. That was a fun time, everyone. Phew. Tell you what. We got a lot more stuff done like usual. Got a little bit of stuff upgraded around the base. Just kind of left most of it, though, to its own devices like usual.
All
I
systems
did
go.
a couple
How
of
may I help you,
quests,
team?
tried it a lot more, and managed to actually get some cool stuff. Kind of jealous about some of the stuff you found because the auto shotgun that you got is one of the coolest things in the game, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. I love it.
But as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and hope you guys, as always, look forward to the next one that we do. There's a chance it might be the Horde Night. I don't know for certain. We'll have to just wait and see.
Actually, I think it probably will be, right? Because that would be day 77. Yeah, I think we'll get up to that maybe next time around. Oh, crap.
Alright.
All right, Mike. It was a pleasure as always.
Yeah, for everyone who's about to go to sleep, sleep well. If you're about to face the day, have a good one. Fill in, everyone.
All right, Mike. Good night now.
Good night.
And I'm gonna be ending this soon. I
I've
should
got
get
a
back
bad
to the
feeling
base.
about
Let's
this.
see. I just want to quickly see if there's anything cool to loot from here, since there's usually better loot in the wasteland area. But that wasn't anything too cool we just got there, so it doesn't really matter. We're going south. I guess it doesn't matter where we take off from, east to west, as far as I can remember. Come on, put down the damn gyrocopter. Thank you, game. Oh, come on, come on. Get airborne. There we go. Alright, home it is then. So I think the next time I do this, while not preparing for the Horde Night, because I don't think we have to do a whole lot to prepare for it, hopefully. I'm not going to be eating those words later. I might come back to the Wasteland, look around a little bit, try to get some more of the recipes that we have a better chance of looting from there, because the way the game works, you have a better chance of looting things in the higher level areas, and that's considered the highest of the levels. The Wasteland's supposed to be the toughest. So that'd be a good place to look for the last couple remaining skill books that we need. You know, we might find another weapon of use there, although I think we've gotten most of the higher end weapons at this point. The only possible benefit would be we get a higher quality version of certain things. Like the shotgun we have, not that I'm complaining, is level 5, and you know, we could eventually find a level 6. I don't know about the other weapons, I kind of forget which each one was, but I know that the pistol at least was only level 3, so we get a better version of that. Not that it's the greatest weapon either way. You know, it's more of a mid-range weapon. So we'll keep an eye out for those things. Other than that, we are kind of getting maxed out, I guess, at this point in the game. Sign a few more perks I could put into different things, I guess, as well. And yeah, other than that, maybe I'll move to just kind of working more on the bases and stuff like that. Kind of decorating. If the gameplay starts getting too easy, I'll have to see. I could always work on helping other people with their missions, stuff like that, if we happen to have them stop by the streams. You know, helping out Mike today, that was good fun. It's good getting to help him out with the quest and make sure he had it all finished and ready to go for his sign-off time. Yeah, most of the things we have gotten maxed out at this point. We are at a pretty high level. The good thing about this game are the fact that they do have a lot of perks. So, even being at a high level, there's still things I could put points into, but they're kind of things that are going to have less of a payoff than what we've been doing so far. Anyway, like all the main things that we needed, we've kind of maxed out. There we go. Yeah, we'll take a look at our stats in just a second. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm infected. I'll take the antibiotics. I think I brought some with me, but I probably put it in a drone. So yeah, we have 1 point we could still put in because I just used a bunch of them for some other things. Well, stuff like this. So, you know, the rifles are obviously cool. But we're not really using rifles for the most part. We have the sniper rifle, right? I mean, I guess that counts. But most of the times we use it, it's when we're sneaky and we're getting one-hit kills either way. Demolition, I don't really mess with demolition. We don't really use spears because that's, I mean, it's kind of outdated at this point in the game. It's very rudimentary, even like the steel spears at this point. Lockpicking we don't even bother with. We just break open a lot because we're so tough. Less damage from traps is good, but not anything amazing. Tracking animals, we have no problem getting food at this point. I mean, that's kind of cool. Shoots through multiple organic targets. Ignores armor. With firearms and archery. So that may be something to get eventually too. I never really checked that one out. The looting perks would eventually be good too. But the problem is we do have to increase our perception, because they're all governed by the main attribute. So you have to upgrade that to a certain level to upgrade some of these to the higher ones. And the other two here, yeah, they're just to do with treasure and scrapping, as it's kind of self-explanatory. Shotguns I might put some more points into, because we're... You know what? I'm just going to do that now. Yeah. Because we're using the auto shotgun a lot now. And I definitely want to make further use of that. Yeah, all this stuff with the melee weapons we're not really using as much. Now that we have such ample supply of ammo. So I don't know if it'll be worth investing in those anymore. Yeah, we're good with the Miner 69er and Motherload. Machine gun we maxed out. Pain tolerance was important. That's good. I got the Iron Gut because what this says is it actually increases the amount of time that buffs last for. So that's why I wanted to get that at the end right there, because I was thinking about using the other experience boost, but I didn't end up using that because we were at the end of the dungeon anyway. Didn't make a whole lot of sense to. Could increase running, but we're not really having a problem with stamina at this point either. I actually have to eat though. Let's give him a well-earned meal. Actually, probably could use 2 because it goes over 100 at this point in the game. Yeah, see if there's anything else that catches my attention. Gunslinger eventually. Because I think that works on the, it says handguns and SMG, but I think that also would be the 44 Magnum. Like, I guess that's, yeah, it's showing the picture of it anyway. That's a handgun. Sneaking would be a good thing to upgrade eventually too. So, you know, there are a lot of things you could upgrade in this game. Better barter, that's certainly one of them. So, even at, what level are we at in this game now? 84? Like, you can go up to over 100, I think. And there's still going to be things you can put points into. So we're not going to run out of things to put points into, but most of the main things we needed have been maxed out, thankfully. It's just looking forward. I'm going to wrap things up here, guys. As always, thank you very much. We'll be doing this again next week. I don't know if there'll be anything else in between. If there is something, I'll probably let you guys know. I'll mention it on Discord. Give you guys a little bit of a heads up. Otherwise, you'll see the notification on YouTube. And you just pop in anytime you feel like it. Thanks again, guys. You'll have yourselves a good night. Take care of yourselves.